This live is in memory of Nicola Bulley. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to the live. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, it's been a minute. My background, I was playing with it and it wouldn't let me change. So I'm just like, whatever. Never had that happen before on StreamYard. But anyways, yeah. Hi guys. Yeah, it's been a while since we did a live for Nicola Bulley, and I felt it was time. I personally struggled with the Nicola Bulley case after the inquest. Well, a little while after the inquest, I was torn because I never want to be known for creating videos just for the sake of creating videos.
Right.
And so I wasn't sure really which way I wanted to go. And so that's why it took a while to do one, but I felt it was time to, of course, always keep Nicola Bulley's memory alive. And I know that there's still people that definitely follow the Nicola Bulley story. And yeah, so welcome to the live. And what about, just quickly, Adam, too, what about your thoughts on the Nicola Bulley case and the inquest? And we still know that there's an upcoming fall inquest going on.
I mean, I have to go off of, the information that we were given. I don't think that it answered all of my questions at all. But what else can you do with it, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like, stealing your line, I feel like at the end of the day, those two little girls lost their mom. Paul lost his partner. Nicola lost her life much too early. I just wish I knew what happened and why.
Yeah. I'm still not happy about it. I think about Nicola Bulley every day. Shoot, I feel like I'm tearing up here. It's because her case really makes me sad and frustrated at the same time. I feel like justice wasn't served for Nicola Bulley. I know that unless something different changes, nothing's going to change with how the inquest turned out. I feel like the inquest was absolute BS, because again, they had everyone there that really just they had only people there that supported their narrative,
Right.
and that was it. And I still, I'm not going to I won't ever come to terms with their answer. It doesn't
Right.
make sense. um you know, actually, let's do some hellos first before we get going here. um Okay. Drama Lama said she's going to try to stay awake. Brooke Walker. Hi, Brooke Walker. How are you? We're doing good. Thank you so much. There's definitely a lot of different cases going on.
Yeah.
In the chat too, me and Adam were just talking about this yesterday, and we've talked about it before. Like, I would like to see some, like, we would like to talk about a case in the UK that you guys really feel
Right.
is, something that is relevant, that people really are still into. Um, and so we were just talking about that again yesterday, because again, we don't care where we cover cases. It's just a matter of, as well, like, there's cases in the UK, because for the most part, people that are, coming to the live for Nicola Bulley are from the UK, and I'm sure there's quite a few cases out there. I can't think of her name at the moment, but I remember there was that other girl who was found in a river, and for some reason I can't think of the name because it's been a while. Not too far, but it just started feeling like there's a lot of these people that just end up in the river. And I know
Yeah.
that there's the canal, what they call like the canal pusher, I think it's called the canal pusher. Hi, Sorcha, how are you? Hi, Angel. Hi, Sharon Parker. Um, Sharon Parker, by the way, blessings. And just so you know, Charmaine ordered you that beautiful Abby and Libby blanket today. So I'm going to give
Aw.
Charmaine a shout out, because Charmaine is from Canada. She lived about 15, 20 minutes from where I used to live when I lived in Alberta. Great heart, just someone that really cares about people.
She
Um,
sent me She sent me a wonderful care package. I think it was from 3 different provinces in Canada, and I'm still eating my
the
ketchup chips
chips.
and some beautiful crystals and everything. So I
Yeah,
was, it melted my heart to get that.
yeah. And too, I want to thank Callie, um, who had sent me an Abby and Libby blanket actually at Christmas time, as well as some nice trinkets and stuff like that. And Charmaine's been a big supporter too of the merchandise. She loves her ice cream. We were talking about this in yesterday's live, which that live, well, sorry, it was a membership live on the JonBenet case. And then I ended up, it was Adam, I was literally on for over 7 hours, just sitting there talking in the members live, 7 hours. And it, the JonBenet case, that certain member one, all of a sudden I got a policy violation because I can watch it in Canada, but you guys can't watch
Right.
it in the States and whatever.
Well, when I went to when I went to watch it, I couldn't find it, so I figured something happened.
Well, I can send you an outside link that Shelly provided on that. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, like I said, I was on there for like 7.5 hours. Yeah, about 7.5 hours, because then Jeff came on, and Jeff H. So shout out there too. But yeah, so I ended up taking it down because it didn't work out, and it was like this long live members live, and I was like, I was kind of griping in there as well too, you know. It's I think I used the F bomb like as many times as I possibly could, because I don't usually use it that often. But when you're in a members one, you're just like, I don't even care what. I didn't monetize
Right.
it or anything, and I was just like, boom boom F bomb, boom boom F bomb.
See, I thought she was just gonna play that video. So
Yeah, that's the way it was supposed to be. And then my thing that I was going to end the live at about the 2 hour mark turned into 7.5 hours. And we were talking about the Brian Koberger case towards the end and stuff like that. Anyways, you guys, thank you guys all for joining us. Hi, Neil. How are you? Denise Souls, Mustang.
Hey, Mustang.
Yeah. Hey, guys. And what? Anyways, welcome to the live. Who else we got? We got Shing Bobs. Hi, Shing Bobs. How are you? And Justice Jane. When I see NB's photos, I can still feel it. Yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I always find it weird to say it this way, but I have a lot of energy, like off people, off, you know, people mean a lot to me. Well, sorry, not all people, okay? Because I don't care for the people that try to make this world a worse place. So you guys can be gone. I care about people, especially in it when it comes to children and animals, or people that have lost their lives at the hands of somebody else, or cases like this where Nicola Bulley's life was ended too soon. And again, I don't feel like we got the answers, but either way, it like for people that truly care about other people, these things are ingrained in your heart, and they'll be always ingrained in my heart forever, because there's certain things that come along in your life that they're just, you know, they stick out there. They're just a memory. When you put a lot of time and energy because you care about somebody or care about a case, doesn't matter if you know them or not. It's not about that. It's about caring about other people enough that you want to bring awareness to the case, that you want to talk about that person, you know, and even though you don't know her, you feel connected. And that's how I feel about Nicola Bulley, Suzanne Morphew, you know, in particular.
They have a similar, I feel like they have a similar energy about them, actually.
Yeah.
Something in their eyes.
Yes. I'm an eye person when it comes to looking at people. I will always watch somebody's eyes. Eyes say a lot. Eyes kind of look past and into the soul of somebody. And you can almost like feel and see when somebody is evil, and you can just feel it in their energy. But Suzanne Morphew, Nicola Bulley, they just exude this aura of bright light. You can feel these warm, caring individuals, you know, and they extremely exude that. And I can always tell when you meet someone or see someone that is like a heart of gold type of person.
Yeah. Thank you, Jackie.
What Jackie say? Oh, hey, Jackie. I can see, I think, a $10 thing up there.
Yeah.
Jackie Young. Thank you so much, Jackie. Appreciate that. Nice to see you. There's Ellie from the UK. Hi, Sunny Namital. Had to step back from the case, but glad to see you back. Yeah. Hey, Ellie.
And, you know, for all the UK watchers, I know that, you know, the US cases kind of dominate a lot of news and everything, but there is a really interesting case for anyone that's not familiar with the
Jackie, thank you.
Thank you. There's an interesting case in the U.S. right now that happened, I guess, about 9 or 10 days ago in Maryland. A woman went jogging or went hiking, a mother of 5, and she was the victim of a horrible homicide, and the perpetrator is still at large or not been caught. So the name is Rachel Morin. So if you see any videos about her case, it's an interesting case to look into. You're muted.
My bad. Sorry. It was because when the music was going off, and sometimes it doubles up and whatever. But yeah, Rachel Morin. So I said Rachel Morin, I guess, while I was muted. So yeah, Rachel Morin. Check that case out. Done some videos on it. Devastating, right? Mother of 5, 3 different dads. She had just recently had a boyfriend that they updated their status as of like August 1st or something like that. I think it was August 1st. And so the police don't believe I mean, he offered up his DNA and stuff like that. The police don't believe that the new boyfriend has anything to do with it. Now, jealousy could be revenge. It feels like it was targeted, they say. So to be honest with you, Adam, on that case, I feel like, remember at first I was feeling like, well, it has to be somebody close to her, but would have thought that somebody would have been arrested by now. But sometimes, the police only tell you just like whatever, like what they want you to know. Just like the Lancashire police and stuff like that. They just tell you.
It's interesting. I know we're talking about Nicola, of course, but it is interesting in that case that they don't seem to think it's someone really closely linked to her, but they've also come out and the officials have actually come out and said there's no threat to the public either. Which, how do you have both? How is there someone that's the perpetrator of this crime at large and not been caught, but there's no threat to the community?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, tons of cases going on.
Yeah.
The Gilgo, Long Beach, SK, Rachel Morin's case, we're especially being paying attention to. Yeah. Anyways. Oh, and so Fastnet, evening sunny, not had a chance to edit my mugshot out on the tripod on the second video. I'll let you know when I've done it. Because Fastnet told me to watch his video that he uploaded on the channel. And at some point, all I see is basically his body with the tripod in the video. But like you can still see the video, but it's like when somebody's recording. So just so you know, Fastnet, there's tons of programs out there where you screen record. I mean, I personally use Wondershare, but there's tons of programs where you just simply screen record your screen. You can get a screen recorder on your phone if you're using a phone, so that it records the video that you're trying to do. But yeah, so all I could see was his body in the video because he was recording from his camera to the from the TV, or I think is what he was pointing it at. Yeah. But just so you know that there are tons of programs out there. There we go. Okay. And NB knew the landscape well around that river. And then she's saying, hi, Sharon from Ellie. Adam Sunny was on forever. I know he didn't even come see me. He knew I was on, and he didn't even come in there.
I did not actually. I honestly didn't. I had the worst heartburn and indigestion for like 24 hours, and so like I was laying in bed watching TV last night, and I didn't even turn on YouTube, to be honest.
Thank you, Jackie.
Because I was like, oh, I'll watch the video later.
You know, I can slam down a live. No problem. I have no problem talking to people. No problem doing lives by myself. No problem swearing like I was yesterday. Well, I know I was just feeling free. I was like, I'm not monetized. I'm not whatever. And I don't really care. The members ones are just simply for the members. It's not like we get a ton of people in there, right? It's like maybe like yesterday, I think was like maybe it tops 13. It just depends. It was about the JonBenet case. And I don't know if you guys over in England know too much about that JonBenet case from 27 years ago.
They do.
I got hooked on the case. I have a similar surname. Is that why? Yeah. And sorry, you guys, I'm just going down here. If Eddie is correct, he has upcoming information on if I did happen to see that. I realized in that whole time, I don't think he did give me the shout out either. Like he was giving people all these shout outs, and I'm like, hello, dude. No.
Wait, who's that?
Eddie Vinyl Break.
Okay.
Yeah. So, right. So he kind of had shut down. It's a long story there. Anyways, he shut down his channel, kind of did the stomp on the feet thing, and I quit YouTube. And then he deleted all his videos. He deleted the channel, and then he restarted up and that. But I just seen a video where he said he was going to be doing. I think in a couple weeks he was going to have a vacation, and he was going to work on a Nicola Bulley video. I also see that. I see that Break the Ice. See, I don't really pay attention to these people, but sometimes they pop up in my thing because I've watched a video. So I see that Break the Ice there has been doing like this little documentary with Peter Falding. And that, who else? I think that Pandora's Box. I've never seen Pandora. I think I've seen. No, sorry, I've seen Pandora's Box once. So I think something like she disappeared, like just stopped or something like that. And there was something else, but I forget. Oh well, I'll come back to it. Um, just notice you have color changing light. Yes. Oh, you just noticed that, Jeff?
I do, and I have it in a different place, so it's reflecting the light weird on my face. But I am tired, so it could be that I look tired, and it could be that the light's just making my face look weird.
I think it's the yellow background. Oh, I see. I see. Today you're using the changing one.
Yeah.
Just noticing that now. Like I thought you had it on. Normally you just have it on one color. I get it. Adam, she went to the loo, and that's true. I went to give the toilet a drink, and I come back, and it says, I see people going, uh-oh, policy violation. And I'm like, what? Really? That's why I tested it out to see, because again, there's this video that's called, okay, if anyone has ever watched the JonBenet Ramsey case, Burke Ramsey had sued the CBS documentary. So in the United States, if someone from the United States tries to watch it, it says that this video is blocked. But I'm Canadian, so I was like, I'll just play it. And then so I tested it out with Mustang for about 10 minutes. Nothing happened. So I was like, sweet, good to go. Then I go to the bathroom and ding, come back, and it said I had a violation. So
you could get around that.
Sometimes you don't mess with YouTube though, because
Right.
YouTube is
Anything you think about, they've already thought of.
So Eddie said Jackie said Eddie kind of winked and said Dot and Ernie be in touch soon. Well, we'll see it. Vicky Marie was showing that Paul Ansel had gone to Instagram. Oh, okay. I don't know who Vicky Marie is. Showing that Paul had gone to Instagram. Yeah, I didn't.
Positive vibes.
I know. I mean, I know he has a Facebook, and it's called Paulie Ansel. Also not sure, but I came across another video. I think Ernie Bully swimming, and it's possible he had a bust stop while swimming off Cleveland's with the person who made wire videos. I'm not sure I really understand that at the moment. Breaking the Ice is wonderful with Peter folding. Oh, wasn't that so cute when Peter was unhatching those little birdies? Oh, and they like little drama llama things that were running around. Yeah. Hi, Positive Vibes. How are you? UK content. He is Polly Dances on Insta.
What time? Goodness, what time is it in New Zealand?
Yeah, New Zealand's always a really strange time on there. Okay, so let's see here. Present, share screen. So, let me just go find this for a second, because I want to talk about, where are you? Oh, this one right here. Okay, so Adam hadn't actually seen this, because it was a video that I did. So in this one, it says in total, Lancashire Council spent 11,049 and 70 cent pounds to hold to the inquest at Preston County Hall. It's really hard to wrap my brain because I'm so used to saying dollars. And sorry, in the one video I was doing, I kept saying dollars, but in pounds. It's just because normally when you talk, you're just so used to saying like dollars, like Canadian dollars.
That's all it cost?
Yeah. Right. That's what I said too. Really. And a Freedom of Information request by Lanx Live revealed that FGH security staffing was $4,114. Relocation of pre-booked events and meetings, $3,675. Auditel engineer, $1,600. Traffic management, $950. Security sundries, bags, tags, lanyards, badges, barrier hire, $378. and catering 331. Yeah. So
So all they're talking about is the 2 days of Inquest to actually host it. That's all it costs. They're not talking about the investigation that went into the inquest.
well,
Because if you look at the breakdown of the things, it's all the days of the inquest stuff, like the hosting it. So they're not
Yeah.
even they're not talking about all the money they spent on putting the inquest together.
yeah.
That number will be astronomical.
Well,
Does that
no,
make
this
sense?
was simply about like getting ready
Yeah.
for the inquest and what they had to do, because they were basically preparing in case there was any interruptions.
Right.
So yeah, so it was just kind of one of those things in my head. I was thinking, oh, 11,000 pounds, big deal. Like that's like a drop in the bucket, to be honest. What a lot of other things cost. So it was kind of like, you know, I thought it was kind of funny though. And I didn't say funny, but it's just like you don't usually see people posting about how much that costs. So it's kind of like it's posting to say, well, almost like this was like a big number. That's what it came across like. Like
Maybe someone
woo!
can tell me in the because I mean it's of course different in every country, but who pays that in the UK? I'm assuming the taxpayers.
The taxpayers for sure. We all know it always comes back to the taxpayers.
Jackie says the Lancashire Police are having a new headquarters built. I read that will be expensive. Absolutely.
I still have to laugh at that saying. Curtis Media does it. My husband's mom does it. She's for anyone that hasn't seen this, my husband's, from Nuneaton in England. And she's always like, you okay? You okay? And I'm like, what would be wrong with me? I know it's a hello, but it always sounds strange to me with you all right? You all right?
Yeah.
And because in my head, I'm like
a spa.
No, I've been having a mental breakdown, but thank you. But I know it's their way of saying hello. But no matter how many times I hear it, you all right? You all right? I can't help. In my head, it twists around like, well, what's wrong with me? My husband always says, he always reminds me that every time, everything, whether it's US, whether it's Canada, that we're the ones that messed it up. We messed up the English language. That basically the red carpet should have been rolled out for him when he came to Canada, and he shouldn't have to go through all the immigration stuff. And and I like he hates it. The other day when I was at my twin's house, and then my husband came over, and we were talking about wieners and beans, and when you have macaroni and cheese and then whatever. Husband hates that word. Do you guys never say that word? Is that not a British word to say wieners and beans? For hot dogs, we say wieners and beans. If you're cutting up wieners,
like Franks and beans, or like.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, maybe it bugs you. Or I was like, well, maybe it bugs you because you're a man, and and then you're going, oh, look at him, he's got a little wiener. That's what I was thinking. Like maybe that's why. And he's like, nope, just not a word we say. Apparently not. Yeah, we British care. Wiener sounds like right. So that's why I was thinking that maybe my husband didn't like that word, because in Canada it's just common expression. Hot dogs, but we say wieners and beans. I mean, I guess when you listen to it, yeah, but. So that's why I was thinking. And he's like, nope, just not a word that we say. Just not a word. So sometimes I don't even, when you're just so used to your expressions, just like you all right. Well, we don't say to somebody, we only say, are you all right to somebody if something's wrong with them? Did you fall down? You all right? So I kind of like the difference. I like the little difference. My husband always gives me shit if I say cookies and their biscuits and stuff like that. Anyways, So divided by a common language. Yeah. But anyway, so for the Nicola Bulley case, going back to that, there's one thing that still irks me to this day. I'm gonna play it. Hold on, where is it? Just had it. This guy, this right here, and I'm gonna play it because this one bugs me to no end.
Spotlight earlier this year during the huge and high-profile operation to try to find Nicola Bulley. You've commissioned an independent review into that operation, haven't you? I know you won't want to say anything that will prejudge that, but can I just ask you this? Have you ordered that review because you think it's good practice or because you have particular concerns yourself?
I think for me, thoughts remain with Nicola's family and her friends. What is an absolutely tragic time, and every single step of the way that we're going with this review, family liaison officers are in place, and we're making sure that we do it with as much sensitivity to them as possible. And the reason that we've commissioned the review is because, yes, it is good practice when such a major story has come out and there's been such public concern to address that public concern and ask the questions and get somebody independent to come in. I'm also concerned that in a modern policing era, in a policing investigation that was sadly correct in its hypothesis all the way along, in which officers predicted correctly, very sadly, even the day that Nicola's body would tragically be found. And yet it became such a story, particularly in the national papers, about bungling, incompetent cops. Yet they were right all along. So how did the police lose control of that narrative? And I'm grateful to outlets like the Lancashire Post, BBC Radio Lancashire, Lancashire Telegraph, Blackpool Gazette, all who were very measured and sensible in their reporting and listened to what the police were saying. But that wasn't the case with a lot of the national newspapers. And then this became an internationalized, sensationalized story. And TikTok in particular, and online amateur detectives pushing conspiracy theories out, which resulted in vile abuse towards Nicola's family and friends. How did that get so out of hand? And that is one of the clear work streams for the review of the College of Policing.
The criticism that was aimed at the force wasn't just directed at the confidence that they had in their hypothesis about what sadly proved prescient had actually happened to Nicola Bulley. It was also about the release of sensitive information about her, wasn't it? Was there any point during that investigation that you felt uncomfortable or had pause for thought?
Well, the ICO have made their statement on the release of that information. I have my own personal private views. This is one area of work stream for the college, so that's not something I would want to preempt. And I think I'll let the college do their work on that, and then we'll be happy to discuss that once that review is concluded. But I wouldn't want to preempt the outcome of that.
Just finally on this, how close was your contact with the force during that period? Because obviously the force has to remain operationally independent.
I can't direct and control operational resources. So my job is not to ring up the chief constable in the morning and tell him where to put which officers and how to run investigations. They are the professionals and know how to do this. Am I there to hold to account and make sure that, yes, in times of difficulty, the constabulary has the resources that they need and the backing that they need, but also to make sure that I'm keeping a close eye and holding the force to account in my role effectively as the regulator for Lancashire Police, as the Office of the Police and Crime Commissioner. So I was receiving regular briefings from the chief officer team on the case.
So, okay, so he's a wiener. He's definitely a wiener. If you guys don't use that word, you should really use it whenever you look at this guy. For some reason, just reminds me of a wiener and an egghead. His ear keeps quiet. His ear keeps going. But what bugs me always bugs me is when he said, "And we even picked the right date." That always bugs me.
I like
that he said that. Yeah,
I'll give him that.
Chipolatas. And I mean, they never did give us a date on when the fall inquest is. They just said it was in fall on there. I'm not really holding my breath.
Did they not give a date? Why am I thinking September 18th, or am I making that up completely?
I think you're making that up completely, to be honest with you. Yeah. Let's see. Did he not watch the press conference? Could correct they name the wrong road, conflicting times, LOL. Yeah, I mean, I did a video and I put all like that whole timeline stuff and that together, but Yeah, there was, you know, like I said, I mean, this video is kind of titled "Looking Back." You know, oh hey, Miss Doug Lover, how are
Good to see you, Miss
you?
Doug Lover.
Yeah, if you want to pop on with us right now, you can feel free to. Just let me know in the chat. He's definitely and to you know, yeah. There's a lot like this case really frustrated me, and it still does. You know, from start to
And
finish.
just, and I mean, like I said, my heart still breaks for Nicola, but I think more and more about the girls and Paul, because and the rest of her family, because they're the ones that have to now deal with this for the rest of their lives, because they might not have the answers either. They might think they have an idea of what happened, but
You know,
will they
I want
ever
to.
fully know?
You know what? Like I said, unless new information or anything comes forward, nothing's gonna change.
Right.
And the nickel, I just really
And those
feel.
girls, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say that, and I'm not sure when school starts in the UK, but I would assume that those girls are probably getting ready to start back at a whole new school year. And this, and for every school year they ever have from now on, they won't have their mom to drop them off. That's just, it breaks my heart.
Breaks my heart. I mean, the poor girls. I always can't help but always think of the children because their mom won't be there for when they get married, when they have their first boyfriend, all those things when they start going through their, menopause, just all those things. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not the same when you have your aunt or your grandparents and stuff. You love them, but it's
Uncle,
not the same.
anything.
It's not the same. You always just want your mom to be there. And there's Miss Dog Lover right there. Hey, Miss Dog Lover.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, Miss Doug Lover.
Good guy. Yeah, what you doing?
Yeah, good. No, just chilling. Quite a lot going on at work at the moment, so yeah, quite tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, just nice to see you at a decent time UK wise.
We try.
So yeah, we appreciate that. So I'm afraid I haven't really seen any of your recent videos, but
I've noticed.
just is there anything I've missed on the Nicola Bulley side of things?
There's only been a couple of things. And so I was, just checking, and then so they had posted, like I said, about the amount that they had spent kind of like on the inquest of what they had to do to prepare, in the sense of in case there was any trouble, the extra security. They put out that. And then the other thing is the only other thing really that's going on is that they put out about the fact that sick, twisted people were using Nicola Bulley's face on that dating site called Smooch, and using her pictures. And people are sick and twisted. Like I'm sorry, but we all know that there's those scammers and those pieces of craps out there in the world. They could care less if they kick over someone's gravestone, walk over someone's dead body. They don't care. They use it for malicious intent. So that's disgusting. Especially using a dead person for using their picture for a dating site. So that's, unless anyone has something different, those are the only two things that have really been said in regards to the media.
Yeah, that's really messed up. I mean, well, the more you look into it, the more you realize actually how sick people are in this world, and it's very disturbing.
It is.
Exactly.
And I wish all those people would sorry, but be damned to hell forever. I cannot handle people that walk this earth to hurt other people intentionally. I can't stand anyone. I feel no remorse for people that take the lives of somebody at somebody else's hands. When you're in true crime, of course, so much more about cases, and what people do never ceases to amaze me. Just how disgusting some of these people that walk this planet are. I'll never understand it. How people, for instance, can be married to somebody and then, boop, they took their partner's life, took their child's life.
Yeah, I think that's why we're all kind of interested in true crime. Well, those that are in it for the right reason, is because some of us have gone through it before and can relate to that. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
As I say, people in it for the right reason, and the good people.
I think about that constantly, but obviously content creators, right, can do whatever they want. And I'm going to try to let people's normal, and I don't want to say normal, I guess, because everyone always says, well, what does normal mean? Like common sense and, logical thinking and, follow us. The people that really have caring hearts towards case, even if there's opinions are different, doesn't matter. Versus people that get egos in true crime. They just make up shit to make up shit, and create content. At the end of the day, I just feel like even if they keep rising above, like, smaller channels, the channels that are trying to be truthful and just transparent and be honest, in how they do things, I always feel like karma will kick in. So it's kind of like most of you guys won't know about it, but Joseph Morris is a pure example of that. And so Joseph Morris has he had 284 subscribers, 284K subscribers. And in the Brian Koberger case, he manipulated the Daily Mail and changed it. And he manipulated violence against a female video audio to pertain it to the Brian Koberger case as if it was part of the audio. First of all, it wouldn't shock me because people do buy subs, ridiculously enough. People literally plow a lot of money into buying subs for their channel for, I guess, ego reasons. Buy views. You can buy views.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy. People. It just disgusts me. So, anyways, when you have 284K viewers and you feel the need to manipulate people for content, doesn't matter that. Go ahead.
And people do it on Instagram. They do it on TikTok. So sometimes when you watch things, sometimes the numbers that you see, people that are following those people aren't true reflections on how many people are following them.
Evelyn, I knew people.
Yeah. What he did was despicable. And I would class myself as quite an intelligent, educated person. Even I was taken in by it for a second.
Yeah. It's just sad. And another one that bugs me is when people go to Instagram and stuff like that, and they start creating fake accounts right away. Of Brian Koberger. Once when he was arrested, there was maybe 3 accounts. Next thing you know, there was 20 accounts.
Of course.
It's just amazing what people do.
Right.
Or how low people can sink.
Someone asked in the chat about Derek Clayton. As last I checked, which was probably in July at some point, he had not been found.
Yeah. There's been no. Yeah.
Sorry.
What DW Bulls? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, DW Bull said, "What do you think of the death penalty for people that have definitely murdered someone and it's proven evidence?" Well, let's start with Miss Doglover on this one. What do you think about that?
Come to me first with a difficult question.
I know, right?
Well, I've given it quite a lot of thought. Obviously, we don't have the death penalty here in the UK anymore. And I've been quite divided over it in the past, looking at American crime, I'm still divided. I think if it can be completely 100% proven that that person did it and it was such a vile crime, like the Bible says, an eye for an eye. And you know, people are going to argue over it for eternity. But you know, we all have our own opinions, and I think we all have to respect each other's opinions on it as well, and not get into arguments, because it is one of those topics where everyone just kind of goes for each other.
I don't feel like it's as bad though as if you're ever talking about religion or gun control. I feel like those ones, politics and religion and gun control, those ones don't go over too well. I don't feel like, actually, because we've talked about this a few times about the death penalty on there, because the states does have it in certain states, and it doesn't. I don't feel like there's a lot of, like, people have their opinions, but I don't feel like it becomes too feisty. I've never seen it become too feisty.
I think there have been a couple of things in the UK where people have said we need to bring back hanging, and I've thought for a second, yeah, absolutely. In this case, anything to do with children in particular, I'm very much like, yeah.
I know, I'm, for myself personally, I think it's hard because, I mean, there have been innocent people, put to death for crimes they didn't commit. I think that, I think there are a lot more things in place that would prevent that from happening now, but it's still possible. My go-to is always that, if you live in a state where it's a possible penalty, I always defer to the victims' loved ones and family members. And you know what? If they feel like, if we talk about the Idaho 4, Kaylee Gonzalez's parents have been very vocal about the fact that they want the person that committed the quadruple homicide to be put to death. And if their daughter was, unalived, and that's how they feel, then I support them. I'm not the one going through that pain.
I feel exactly the same in that case. So thanks for mentioning that, Adam. I do support the death penalty in that case because Steve wants it, and possibly other family members want it as well. And it was just so horrific. And if they can prove, like, absolutely 100% that he did it or whoever did it, then that person has got no right to breathe on this planet anymore, in my opinion.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say this. For me personally, I'm not a big fan of the death penalty myself, and why? The reason why is because I really don't care. To me, I don't think about the tax dollar way. I want that person every damn day of their life to be controlled, to be told when they can wipe their butt, basically, to have to spend a life of misery. I feel like they're getting off easy if they that's my feeling on it. And I guess it just really depends on how you look at, say heaven, earth, hell, and God, or whatever.
Yeah, I totally get that as well. But unfortunately, in the UK, in the prisons, they have it so flipping easy. Well, they've got PlayStations, they've got TVs.
Here's my, like, I look at someone like, because I understand that, Sonny, and I agree. I think that, the idea of a life sentence should be to the fact that you have to spend every day of your life in a cage, basically, thinking about what you did. But that's not the case in the year 2023. I mean, we have Alex Murdaugh's selfie pics coming out with him shirtless. So, I mean, these people that are going to spend the rest of their life in prison, they're sitting there with, marrying people in prison and, doing Lord knows what on video with people. And, they're finding ways to live full lives. The Mendez brothers have been married more than once. And, whether you think they're guilty or not, that's debatable. Or, whether you think that that's justified what they did. But, I think that, sometimes, I don't know. I think It's hard, you know. I would never
It is
want to be on a
hard.
jury that had to decide that. I know that.
You know what? Yeah.
That would be a horrible, impossible place to be put in, is to have to make the decision whether someone lives or dies.
Unless you can truly know what happens to you after you're dead. Like when I say that, like, do the worst pieces of crap in here make their way up to heaven as well? I don't know that answer. If I knew that they did, no, I want them to stay down here. I want them to suffer. But it is a joke. I mean, these
Right.
like even like Kagan Klein, you know, sending out these nasty, dirty text messages of SUL stuff and stuff like that. You know, Mr. Pedo Perv there in the Miami County Jail. Well, now he's off prison, but
so can I just ask? So he's 40 years definitely in prison without getting.
I think the soonest he can get out is like 30.
Yeah, like it's like 5%.
Yeah.
So he got 40 years, but he has to do 85%.
So it's like 33 years.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I don't think he should ever get out, personally.
Well, he's not. I mean, look, I don't know that 33 years is going to be a long time for him at 29 years old in the physical condition he's in.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
I mean,
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, this is kind of a right turn, but it's something that I was just thinking about because it's a case I heard about the other day, and I was going to ask Miss Dog Lover while she's here. In the UK, how often do you like? I know Northern Ireland is part of the UK, but do you guys hear about cases in Northern Ireland very readily?
No, not really. Was there anything in particular?
Because I just heard about a missing girl or a missing female. I don't know many details about it, but it popped up on my BBC or some feed the other day, and her name was Hannah something.
Okay.
I can't remember the last name. It was like 4 letters, but I was wondering if it was on the news there or not.
It might
because she went
be.
missing, I think, last weekend.
It might be, yeah.
In White Abbey, is that the name? Is that a town in Northern Ireland? I don't know.
Is Hannah Bowl?
Yes,
Boal.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, it's not on the national news in the UK, in England. Okay. But yeah, I've had my head down on a few things, so I've not really been up to speed on things that are happening anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious because I knew it was in Northern Ireland, and when it popped up in my feed, I was like, oh, I wonder what that case is about, but I didn't really see many details other than the police are really concerned over what happened to her.
Oh, God.
Prison needs to go back to manual labor all day. Right. Right. Honestly, it's not a freaking, it shouldn't be that you have all this access to all this video time and, it like out in the United States, most people will tell you that you should probably go to prison instead of staying in jail because prison, you got a lot more freedom to do things. Whereas in jail, you're kind of like in a county jail and you're, whatever, sometimes with other people, but it's not the same. In prison, you get to go out to the gym, you get your, all this time, that time, whatever. But it's one of those things. Yeah. You're in there for a reason and it's not to be comfy and cozy and showing off your titty pics like Mr. Murdaugh there. Disgusting, right? Takes out his wife and his child and sits there. And like I said, these pictures emerge.
It didn't take long.
No, and it's just sick and twisted. And then, yeah, it should go back to manual labor all day. When you, like I said,
it's because Chris Watts has multiple girlfriends.
Oh, yeah. Then you have those psychos, those psycho chicks, those
Scott
people out
Peterson.
there in the world that literally have so little self-esteem that they want to interact with SKs and these murders and stuff like that. It just what goes
Ted
through
Bundy
it?
fathered a child while on death row.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a name
behind a
for
vending
it.
machine.
It's called hybristophilia.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, so a paraphilia involving sexual interest and attraction to those who commit crimes.
At least you know where your man is at night. Kidding.
So Jackie says that your guys' life sentences are around 17 years over there in the UK.
Life doesn't mean life. I mean,
I know life doesn't mean life.
It just,
right.
Personally for me, I'll let you know one thing. I've told you my story a few times, I think. My brother was killed by someone in Mallorca, which is part of Spain. He was basically an innocent bystander in a fight, and he tried to break up the fight, and he was knocked to the ground and kicked in the head and died from a brain injury. They eventually found the people that did it, the boys that did it, and the main perpetrator was sentenced to 4 years in prison for killing my brother.
Yeah, right.
Wow. Yeah.
And probably got out within a couple of years.
Yeah. Disgusting, despicable.
And we've got a life sentence.
Well, that's what gets me. That's what gets me about the whole system. It's so sometimes backwards. Like, it's like sometimes you have people that do far less and get far more time, and then you have something like in your case that's an absolute joke. Kind of even like the Nicole Bowen case, right? So Garrett Kurtz gets 55 years. Ashley Garth, the ugly pug face that she is, gets 48 years. And then the other people that helped only got like 5 years. And
look at the guy in Oklahoma that, unalived, was it 7 people? And he'd been released. He'd been released from prison for SA. And the one, remember he killed his wife, her children, and the friend.
Oh yeah.
And he was threatening his victim while he was in prison, and he only served 3 years, and then he gets out and unalives all those people.
Yep.
People go to jail for longer for selling weed than they do for CP or SA against a child.
And it always gets me was like, when something, a death could have been prevented, and it's always like, it's always after the fact that they start,
the crack.
Yeah. And it's just a joke, and honestly, half the time what comes out of their mouths makes me puke. My husband's talking really loud, like as he's not, the door's closed and everything. But it just makes me so sick, like I said, when you're listening to sometimes the police talk and stuff like that, whatever, definitely politicians, and it's just like a bunch of just diarrhea just flows out of their mouth. And again, it's one of those things. It's just what you want to hear. They're just selling you, bull crap is what they are a lot of the times. And I like people like say that that sheriff, Police Grady, he literally, Police Grady, if you guys don't know who Officer Grady is, sheriff, I think it's in Polka County, isn't he? Polka County. He'll literally come up and he literally plunks the pictures of the offenders and says, this is this person and this person did this. Next picture, this is this person and this. I love that guy. That's how I wish things were more transparent. And anyway, I don't know. I just think that the system in itself is definitely needs a big fix to it, because it's just so sad when people get these nominal years and yet someone did something far less and they got more years than a person like your person of your brother's that killed your brother or was one of the people, and for 2 years. Like I said, the guy probably did 2 years too.
Wow.
That's a joke. That's a slap in the face.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Mustang. It's Polk County.
Yeah, Polk County. My bad. Hi, Darren. How are you?
Hey, Darren.
What did you send me there, Adam?
Oh, that was I just looked up that missing girl in Northern Ireland that I had seen it that popped up on my feed the other day.
Oh, Hannah Bull.
Yeah, I don't like I said I don't know if there's much on the internet about her, but
Yeah.
beautiful girl.
You know, I'm not Miss Dog Lover. Tell me if I haven't looked into it yet, but I remember my husband said the other day that there was a 10-year-old that was found dead in his home. Like the neighbor found him or something. Did you hear of that case? I haven't looked at it yet.
A 10-year-old?
Yeah, I haven't looked into it yet. Have you guys heard of that one?
Found dead in a home. The only thing I can think about is there was like some there was a case in the northwest in Liverpool where there was like some kind of incident with gangs.
It was
where,
Sarah Sharif.
Like a child got caught in the crossfire because one of the gang members ran into the house and shot the child. I don't know.
Was that recently?
I sent it to you, Sonny.
Oh, okay.
Is that recent?
Oh,
this was in Surrey. This was a 10-year-old.
Oh.
Her name was Sarah Sharif or Sharif.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
Let me just show that quickly.
And sorry, it's from the Sun. I know that's not the best source, but it's just popped. That's the first one when I googled it popped up. There's an international manhunt over the BBC.
Oh, okay, yeah. So is that the young child where the mother is from Poland?
Yes.
And
the mother's name is Olga.
On the run? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh wow. Yeah. Oh, she's a. Oh.
Let's see here.
She was home alone at a house in Woking, or how do you pronounce that, Miss Dog Lover? Woking.
Wokingham.
Okay.
This one doesn't have sound. It looks like just a little clipping.
Or Woking. Woking or Wokingham. Can't see. Oh, Sarah.
Yeah. I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to look.
I don't know.
I've not heard about that case.
I've not really looked into it, but I think there must be some kind of ties.
She went to live with her dad.
She must family involvement or something. But I think 3 people I think are on the hunt. They're on the hunt for them. I've gone back to Poland.
Oh yeah, it says trio known to the girl found dead booked flights from the UK before the body was discovered. That was just 3 hours ago. I saw that. Sky News did 46 minutes ago about them.
Interpol are now involved.
The Independent's a pretty reputable news source, isn't it?
Yeah, Independent. Yeah, I like the Independent.
Yeah, the Sun isn't.
No, I know.
Stop looking at the Sun, Adam.
It was the first one that popped up.
They were very cruel to George Michael. That's why I hate them.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Not George Michael.
Yeah, they were.
And it was Pakistan, not Poland.
They've gone to Pakistan.
The travel agent in town told the BBC he was contacted August 8th by someone who was known to the girl wanting tickets to Pakistan for 3 adults and 5 children. There is no formal extradition treaty between Pakistan and the UK.
Oh God.
I'll send you that article.
The child and her mother were from Poland.
I believe so. And I think she was living with her dad, from what I'm seeing really quickly.
So.
Yeah, you're right. Just seeing that, Adam. Flights to Pakistan.
3 people.
Yeah, from Woking, Surrey. Yeah. So Surrey actually borders Kent, which is my county.
Is it?
Yeah.
The mom looks so young too. Wow.
Okay, hold on. I think this one's just kind of it's just using words. We'll just take a quick look at this.
I wonder why she went to live with her dad. He has sole custody. Which, you know, that isn't typical that you see the father with sole custody. But
I'll just okay. Hit play. Come on now. Oh, come on. Oh, I hate. That's what I hate about these channels.
they have the ads.
Stop. Yeah, but it's like I turned off the sound, and then all of a sudden it went to an ad. It's just only because it's the Independent says, like, a lot of times they just put the words. Come on now, let's get over this. Let's go. Oh wow, really? No, a chance to win.
Keep the
Come on.
lotto there? Wow.
Okay, no, it obviously. This is what I hate about these
Ooh.
things. Okay, yeah. Let's go back to.
Yeah, do you find that a VPN helps in any way?
Well, VPN only helps if you can't watch a video. I mean,
Yeah.
a VPN obviously disguises your IP address, but in this particular case, no. Like, if it wouldn't let me watch it, then that would be different. Then of course a VPN would help. I've had to use
it just slows down my internet, to be honest.
A VPN?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't, but hey, computers do the damnedest things sometimes. Yeah, now it's just spiraling around. Come on now. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, let's try this one more time. Share screen. Let me take that thing off the screen first of all. Okay. Close you off. Piss off. There we go. I'll just let it play out because it's just going to say words. There we go. Okay. You know, I cannot stand when I see children, especially children, innocent little children. You know what, you guys? There was one story I was watching the other day, and I'm trying to think of where it was. But anyways, maybe you guys have heard of this. The mother claimed that her child was missing. Again, I watched a lot of videos, and it was over on your guys' side of the pond there. She claimed that her child was missing. The child was not missing. In fact, the child was at this uncle's house and had her like tied up, like whatever, to in a bedroom. And they had, so this mom, this was all for money. It was all for money. And so this mom basically says that her child didn't come home. And there was like a search going on for like over 3 weeks looking for this child. Like, the amount of people that turned out, the amount of
Sunny, was that Shanann Matthews?
Probably. It was kind of probably. You know what? It's like the name's escaping me now because I watch a ton of videos every day. So it's like I'm not really good when it comes to names. It was kind of like it was from a little village.
Yeah.
out
In
this little,
Dewsbury. Yeah, Dewsbury. I've got it here.
okay. There
So the
was
kidnapping was planned by Karen,
yes,
her mother,
Karen, right.
and Donovan, her partner, to generate money from publicity.
Like, how disgusting of a parent can you be? I mean, oh, I don't know if that's the case. She kept her drugged up. I'm trying to. I didn't hear anything about being drugged up. I know that the uncle or whatever was a mile away, so they had been searching, and it was only because of I can't remember, like a friend or something like that. That told.
It is that case.
It is that case. Okay.
Shanann was found alive and well on 14th of March 2008 at Batley Car House, belonging to 39-year-old Michael Donovan. Donovan is the uncle of Craig Meehan, the boyfriend of the kidnapped girl's mother, Karen Matthews.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And and then the police ask where the guy is, the gentleman uncle or whatever, and he was still underneath the bed trying to hide because she said he's underneath the bed. But
you should have a license to have a child.
This reminds me a little bit of you guys, if people know about the Carly Russell case as well. The Carly Russell case, she faked her own abduction. Oh my God, she makes me puke, that chick. I'm sorry. I cannot stand her even just to say her name anymore. I literally just like this mother, how could you do that to your daughter? Like, for this, it's like, who would even think to do something like that to their children? And yet these people do. These people exist. Thank God that girl was found alive. The father was out looking because the father and the mother weren't together. And that lady, the mom, she was like literally with her boyfriend or whatever, and he's playing on the Xbox or whatever, and and then her phone goes off, they said, and she starts dancing around going, oh, I love that song. Like, your freaking daughter is missing, right? And her actions just totally didn't show that her daughter was missing. I'm just so grateful that was one of the events, so that where the daughter was found alive, thankfully. But yeah, they were trying to claim the reward money, sick what people do out there. Anyway, I want to get back onto the Nicola Bulley case, because we're not going to be on much longer on this live. Again, it was just one of those things that I just felt was time to kind of like do a live.
I'm going to have to head off, Sunny, but thank you so much for having me on again.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Catch up with you again soon.
Thank you, Ms. Doglover.
Take care. Love you.
Hey, if you hear anything more about that 10-year-old girl, let us know.
Yeah,
will do. All right, love you both.
Love you.
Bye. Bye.
Have to do a video on it. Bye, Miss Doglover. Thank you. Yeah, that's so sad. But again, going back to Nicola Bulley. I mean, I'm looking at the numbers here in a sense of if people are still interested in Nicola Bulley's case. And it's one of those things, like I said, I see some people out there making or putting out content that I don't know.
Well, I just think until we, I really think, I think, it's important to keep Nicola's memory alive. I think that can be done without exploiting her, her passing. I think that, unless we get more information, there isn't much new information to talk about, other than to remember her, and, note anything that comes out. And, of course, when they do the second inquest, absolutely. But,
well, what's bugging me, guys, like, and this is only if you have more of a spiritual side and stuff like that. What's been bugging me is that whenever I take the pendulum, okay, and pendulum is a bunch of energy, and I always know. So again, I know that our loved ones are around us, and et cetera, et cetera. You have to have your own experience. If you don't believe in it, I'm not here to try to convince you. I'm not here to try to make something out of nothing just for the sake of it either. But I'm telling you, Adam, whenever I hold pendulum, I literally have the S word, will say self-harm, written down. I have accident written down, and I have third party written down. Okay. And I've done this over a few days, not just to the last couple of days, but even before. But what's really bugging me is that no matter how many times I do it, so I keep it simple, pendulum. Here's a question, back and forth for no, circle for yes, right? And the reason why I bought a pendulum over a year and a half ago is because I saw somebody else using a pendulum, and I was like, hold on, let me just test this out for myself. Because when you're looking at someone's hand, you're like, well, you're trying to move it or something like that. And the thing is that after using the pendulum multiple times and whatever, I definitely know that there's an energy connected. Doesn't mean it's connected to everybody, but I just mean that I can literally feel pendulum when it kind of almost like you just feel like this magnetic energy, and you can just feel like the I have this one. I don't have yours, Adam. I have this one in my hand right now. Not even sure where I put yours. But anyways, so it's one of those things, like, question, and then it will go say back and forth, just like that. And if it's no, if it's no, it does that. If it's yes, I ask it just to, do a circle. Every time I put it over third party, it instantly starts circling. It's crazy to me.
Right.
I put it over self-harm, goes back and forth and says no. I put it over accident, it goes back and forth and says no. I put it over third party, it instantly starts circling. And it's one of those things, like I said, it's simple, exactly, right? Like I said, I'm not here to try to manipulate anyone, try to portray something. I know that I have a lot of energy. I know that I'm an open source in a sense, and hence why I had my experience back in like 2005, I believe it was. And I was just like, it's something that no one can take away from me. Right. But anyways, I wanted to try this pendulum for myself, but thing is, Adam, and I'm not trying to create something out of nothing, but it just even today when I grabbed it and I put it, and I just happened to have it over third party, it literally just started circling like this. It doesn't usually do it. It depends. I remember when Blaine passed away. Honestly, Adam, when Blaine passed away, the thing started doing like literally this, this. And like I said, go ahead.
I think that our intuition or our instinct is what kind of is. I feel like that's guided by the energy we feel, but with like Nicola's case, like I said, with the inquest, I still have answers that weren't. I still have questions that weren't answered, but so we can have those instincts and that intuitive feeling about something being more to this, but without new information or without more facts, there's nothing we can do with that intuition or with that instinct, because that energy, there's nowhere to manifest it without logic or facts to bring into it. So if there's this man in black or something that materializes, one thing.
That's the thing, definitely we will keep Nicola Bulley's, meaning it's not like we're going to pull out Nicola Bulley videos every day and stuff like that. There's no reason of it. That's where I get torn. It's because although I don't although I don't believe in the answers that we got, although I believe it was wrong that they didn't deem it as an open inquiry, because it was really just them projecting their narrative. They didn't go outside of that. They only brought in people to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not really buying the story of that she fell in the water and died within, like even 10 seconds or 1 second. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. Her case weighs on my mind, but it's kind of one of those things. It's like you're sitting there going, well, okay, like, yes, this is what the inquest determined, even if you don't believe it or not. Yes, Nicola Bulley's case will keep her alive, whether it's through, like when her anniversary comes up or some new information comes out, or maybe I just want to simply do a video on Nicola Bulley that day because I'm thinking about her, and it's just a nice tribute to have people that care about the Nicola Bulley case to come in and still share your guys' feelings.
Well, and it's funny how with the passage of time, because I mean, it's in one regard, it's hard to think that this all happened 7 months ago, almost 8 months ago. And even when we were in the June inquest and we were talking, like, I felt like this, fall inquest was so far away, and we didn't get answers to a lot of things that we wanted answered in that inquest in June. And now I feel like we're at the end of August, so that fall inquest, theoretically is going to, should be in the next 2 months, I would think. Why I'm thinking September, I don't know, but
no, they never gave a date.
Maybe it's my intuition, Sonny.
Maybe, I mean, well, you are a Cancer man, so
September 18th. Just keep it in mind.
We'll keep it in mind, and we'll see. I don't have no date popping up in my head.
Probably a Sunday.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me ask Pendulum. Will Nicola Bulley's inquest be on the 18th?
Right.
Go away. We're closed.
Husband. Sorry, Adam. It's an affirmative no.
Yeah. You need to use the pendulum. I got you.
Yeah. And okay, so
we know it got results yesterday when you used it.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, so Julie, it's one of those things is like, if I was sitting here, like, I haven't done anything too much where it's like, here, you guys, like, let me show a pendulum, and like, here's the pad and paper, and let me just hold it. Everyone is just gonna go, you're just moving it, you're just, or whatever, right? Okay, so like, let's see. I'm not doing anything.
Have you had your husband hold it?
Hey?
Have you had your husband hold it?
No, and I did it before. Right, I did before, and because he's a cynic, exactly. But the thing is, the difference is that for me, like I said, I'm not trying to throw fluff up anybody's butt. Okay, I could care less if somebody believes me or not, or the energy. I've always had energy. I know, like I said, I've had my own experience and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to sell it to anyone. I just know when I sit here and use pendulum to try to help use the energy off of the loved ones, or Jaron to help me out, which is the nephew that basically gave me my experience back in 2005. And Jaron is a real person. He was a side nephew of mine that passed when he was like 3 years old. But anyways, it's like I said, it's one of those things, like, I know if I'm sitting here doing this, and you can feel, I don't know how to explain it, guys, but you can just feel the energy. And sometimes the pendulum will like do this by itself, and you can just feel it. And I don't use a Ouija board. I was always told that Ouija boards were evil. I tried one when I was a kid, and I don't. To me, this is why I haven't really ever done anything in regards to tarot cards. Not because I think tarot cards are evil, anything like that, but it's one of those things. Is that growing up, it's kind of like, don't play with witchcraft type of thing.
Right.
And so Ouija boards to me were like a dark entity, is what I was always taught. And so, although I played with one, I only did it once. But the thing is, so like a pendulum to me is something that is a good light, good energy in a sense. And like I said, I know when somebody's around me because I get that shiver that goes right through my body instantly. I'll be like, hey, Jaren, need to talk to you. Come here, type of thing. And I might not say it like that, but usually sometimes it's like, like Nicola Bulley, whoever, mom, come help, everyone, come help. We want to find answers, But it's like every time I put it over a third party, the thing just starts swinging in a circle by itself to say the yes. So, but yet I have no idea what the answer would be to that either. I mean, I guess I could write down certain people's names and just see if it started spinning around doing that. But
I mean, what time did they say during the inquest what time they conclusively think that she went into the water? I know the window was very small.
Yes, they feel like it was, I'm just trying to think, 9:22. About 9:22 is when her Fitbit stopped or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right. So, I mean, one of the things that's sticking in my mind, I'm trying to remember her name, but
smartass,
the friend of the children's friend's mom, who her last text was to, I think her name was Lucy. She was a waitress. I remember that. But remember she sent that last text at 9:58 a.m., right? Or 8:58.
Yeah.
And it was literally a time for a play date and an emoji. And so then 22 minutes later,
I know.
I don't think she purposefully went into that water. I have ruled that out for me personally, but because I don't think that you set a play date for your children within an emoji and 22 minutes later walk into a river and don't come out.
Yeah, you're talking about self-harm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's 100% either accidental or a third party.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we could sit there and keep going on about that part.
I know.
Like meaning about the whole.
I mean, she literally
why didn't they find her
the next day?
Yeah, and I distinctly recall, and I know people say that, but 9:22 is basically the time that they felt that she went in because that's when
that text was at 8:58 or 8:59, so literally 23 minutes before.
Yeah. Yeah, Julie, I agree. I kind of concur on those that were, I've always stayed away, like meaning I've always just used my own intuition on people. I kind of always stayed away from, I wanted to learn tarot cards and stuff like that, but I always just, it's like I talked myself out of it. And I think part of it was because I didn't want to play with what I didn't know. I think that's really the gist of it. But I don't deem the pendulum. I don't deem tarot cards. I don't deal with, I don't think about that as playing with darkness and stuff. And hey, and again, Geraldine, if you don't believe in it, never will. Whether you believe that there's another side or whether you, again, each to their own at the end of the day. I know that there's a lot of freaking ass scammers out there. Oh, hello.
What was that?
Yeah, I know that there's scammers out there. There's people writing off Nicola Bulley's cases and other cases that are just full of crap out there, but each to their own on what they do. Like I said, I do sometimes, like I said, look for readers to see if their reading's even remotely close. And then sometimes you go back afterwards and be like, okay, so who got it right? In a sense, because there's a lot of people that really suck at readings. Like they literally.
If anyone that's looking for a good Psychic Sleuth on YouTube is a good channel if you're into that stuff. She did a reading for my birthday, which was a gift from Sunny, which I have to admit parts of it were almost uncomfortable because it got pretty close. It got pretty close to home with some things that I was like, and there are things she couldn't have known. So
Adam, I know that now. Okay, let's just go back to you for a second on that. Did anything resonate after that read about stuff that she was pulling from the heaven side or the other side, or not, or never put a thought into it?
You know, I haven't put a ton of thought into it because because so much stuff resonated from the stuff she talked about that probably will come.
Yeah.
That was so kind of close to home, that stuff she wouldn't know about.
I felt it was really crazy, honestly, because I never, like I said, you guys know I'm not a big fan of kind of like, I like to be organic and do things naturally. Psychic Sleuth, it's Adam's birthday. Can you do me a fave? Can you come on
we were on a live stream. So there were like, you know, a lot of people watching, and then she was telling me stuff, and I'm like,
well, the thing that was crazy about that too is, like I said, so me and you had literally just had a conversation about the channel, you know, type of thing, and and here she is basically almost saying what our conversation was about. And she literally basically said, you know, that, you know, about putting, like, either you got to put your all into it, but I can see, you know, all those different things that she was saying. And again, I can't even think of what live that was on right now, but Psychic Sleuth was on it.
It was my birthday is the 13th, so
right, that's so stupid, Adam. I'm so stupid.
It was my birthday stream.
That's so stupid of me.
I mean, I know some people aren't believers in that stuff, but I think everyone can agree that we all contain energy. You know, I mean, even the most religious person can, you know, there's energy in everything. So,
well, she was totally just pegging exactly whether it was about your sister, you know, in the situation, and about, like I said, it was, to me, like I said, the heaven stuff I couldn't know about because I don't know that side, but the stuff that she was talking about.
And she told me stuff she told me stuff after we got off the live, because there was stuff that I was, that, was real personal, like about, not necessarily about myself, but about people that I love and care about, that I don't want their stuff put out on the internet. And the stuff that she told me once we got off of the live was, I mean, it was uncanny how it made me uncomfortable. It was so uncanny.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I was gonna say, you know, the thing was, because you know, like, you know me, if Psychic Sleuth was come on, and Psychic Sleuth, I want you to do a read on me one day. I would love that, actually. But anyway, I was just like, Adam is more reserved that way. And so I was going, okay, well, so he actually picked not the medium side, he actually picked just the regular, but she's like, I don't care, I'm getting the medium side, so we're going to start talking about that first. Remember? Because it was almost like, boom, it was just kind of like coming through. But like I said, Adam, it was kind of like one of those things, is like I said, I'm just sitting there because I don't really know about that side, like any of the medium side of what aunts and uncles or grandma and grandpas and bikes and all that stuff and whatever. And I remember there was somebody in chat that was being a total B. And I was just like, I don't give a shit, I'm blocking you, because the person just wouldn't let up. Who was it?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, right.
I was concentrated. And then anyone that knows me, like, you, like, if you wanted to find information out, like, my social media is not the place to go, because I don't post anything. So it's not like I'm the easiest person to even find personal information. Well, I mean, you can find personal information about me, but not the context of, like, she couldn't have known that stuff.
Well, right. I mean, what she was saying, because like I said, me and you have talked about it. This was private stuff. I mean, Adam have talked about, you know, his personal situation and his sister and stuff. Again, nothing that Psychic Sleuth could have known about. But I know the difference between when someone's grasping for straws and they're just flip-flopping away. But she was right on the nail on both topics. And I was like, dang.
And I think she was actually even being more careful. I think she was being more careful. Because we were on a live, and I don't think she wanted to make me too uncomfortable. Like, I think she probably even saw more than she even told me, but I think she was probably reserved because we were in a public forum.
Yeah, because I was just like, what can I do? Adam had for my birthday, he had gotten all these people to say happy birthday to me, and I wasn't to be honest, I wasn't expecting anything. So I was whatever. So then I'm like, okay, how can I up Adam on this one? What can I do? And I'm like, oh, I know, right? And I was just like, I'm gonna ask Psychic Sleuth if she could come on and give him a reading. And knowing full well that you would probably pick not the mediums, but the other one, the regular reading type of thing. And so, yeah. And so I was just like, well, hopefully he was okay with that, because I knew you weren't going to pick the medium one, even though she went there in the first place. That was funny. But yeah, for me, like I said, regardless of what you think of it all, I am that person with my, freaking eyebrow always up. And I do not give credit unless credit is due. I am not one of those people that are going to promote what I deem as fakes I'm not going to promote anyone that I am not supportive of. I will only, and add to, we will only support channels and people that we absolutely have high respect for as individuals. And I always like it when someone's just like in Psychic Sleuth, she just has like a laid back style too when she's doing it. There's no this glamour shots and there's no, big scenery behind and stuff like that. It's
not cheesy.
It's not cheesy, like some people. But anyways, we're gonna get heading off here, guys. Yeah. And again, what we are gonna look into some of these cases that are going on over there. Like that one. Sorry, her name was
Samantha. Oh wait, no, you're right. I'm sorry.
Sarah, yeah. And we'll definitely still keep Nicola Bulley's case alive. We'll do some videos. They're like I said, they're going to be whenever I feel like, whenever the heart feels like doing something is when we will do one.
I mean, the thing with the Sarah case, it feels like police have a strong idea of what happened. If they, are publicly saying that, these 3 people booked flights to Pakistan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will keep on it definitely, and I personally I'll keep on that case in Northern Ireland if I can find anything about it.
Yeah, can I just quickly say that there's this other case going on, and I'm pretty sure. I live right near the Woking poor girl. They are looking for 3 people who left the country.
Yeah, they went to Pakistan.
Apparently. Oh, is that what you were saying about Pakistan?
Yeah. And the UK and Pakistan don't have extradition. So even if they find them, they can't send them back to the UK.
Really? You know what was good? There was this case that happened last year. This boy took his own life because of what they call sextortion. And he took his own life, and the Nigerian have arrested a few people in conjunction with it. And I believe if it's one man that's on his way over from extradition to the United States, because basically what happened is that, how it is online, right? He thought he was talking to a female. At some point he sent what we would deem as an inappropriate pics of his private parts. And basically the person said that they were going to show it to his friends, his family,
happens all the time.
Blah. Yeah, it happens all the time. So, and from the shame of what he felt, whatever, this gorgeous, teen in a sense, like good looking boy, took his own life.
Because there's a kid on TikTok right now. I don't remember his name, but he's not taking his own life, but he's, I guess, a really popular content creator. And he said something that a whole group of people didn't agree with. They found pictures he sent when he was 14 years old to someone, and they blasted them on the internet, which is CP, so I mean, they put nude pictures of this guy when he was 14 years old up on Twitter and all these other places, and he's done videos about how devastated he is. So his whole family has seen this, and I mean, you can see you can see what brings someone in their mindset to unalive themselves from that decision, from someone doing that.
It's sad.
It's horrible.
It's sad. And the thing is, they have no qualms about doing it. So to this one guy, I think his last name is like Osami or something like that. Anyways, you know, price you pay. You want to play with people? Get F, dude. Seriously. Enjoy your life in prison here. In the United States, I should say. Not here, because I'm in Canada. But you know it. So he's getting extradited. And like I said, and they've arrested a couple others. I think there's about 3 people that they believe is involved. But that's it, right? You can't trust people. Like, honestly, whether it's stupid phone calls you get through the internet, people having malicious malware that try to get, it's a sick, twisted world.
Bro,
And the
I
only
just saw
way
this morning you know what swatting is, where you
Yes.
make a phone. So I just saw that there's this whole new trend of people are swatting Jewish synagogues in the United States, and they do it to synagogues that live stream their church services, so that they can sit at home on their computer and watch the police bust in and raid a Jewish synagogue, which can result in people getting harmed. And I'm like, and it's just because they don't like Jewish people, I guess. I don't know.
It's honestly, it's crazy. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to find that one case. Where is it? Grizzly True Crime covered it just the other day. Hold on, let me go to her lives. Maybe I should go to her lives.
Was this the kid in Michigan, or was that a different one?
No. Okay, no. It's the chef murderers, the YouTube chef murderers. Lover and okay. So this one's out of like where did this happen? Colombian doctor in Thailand, but it wasn't in Thailand. But anyways, like this I don't know. They called him a YouTube chef, whatever, like as if he was like this big YouTube star, 873 subscribers. But anyways, right? big. But anyways,
that sounds like someone else that calls themselves a YouTube star.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, so it's kind of like this you think of what Fabio looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have someone that looks like Fabio, and then you have, I guess this Thailand guy, this doctor, and doctor's 44. The other guy is like late 20s, I believe it is. And anyways, so he kills the doctor that apparently they were dating, but he said that they weren't. I don't believe him. Anyways, he literally puts the body parts like 14 places around. I'm trying to think of freaking what island that it was on the island. Of course, what was his excuse? I think one of his excuses that he was being held hostage. And then, that he was being held hostage, I think was it. Anyways, I only seen a little bit of it, but it's over on that side of the pond again. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're going to close up here, but let's just get to a couple more things that you said. David Hines, hi David, says, looking back, I think Nicola Bulley case was really creepy. Couldn't see her jumping into the river. Don't believe she was silly enough to stand by the riverbank and put herself in danger. Like I said, there's so much. Like I said, going back to the whole entire thing, nothing made sense that they couldn't find her. Everything that went against everything of finding Nicola Bulley, either it was just absolute sheer incompetence on their part, but to sit there and buy their story of that she fell in the water and within like basically they're saying that in a second that she would have died, like whatever.
And I think worse than incompetence, I think that it was arrogance, and I think that it was arrogance that blocked them from being able to look at this case in a broader scope than they did.
Yeah, and Fastnet says, do you think it's a coincidence that whoever made the Wire videos, because there's something about 4 videos And it says, and it has a 70-year-old friend with a scruffy black dog and white dog, and they do Chucky and a bride of Chucky doll photo shoots together. Basically, Fasten is trying to say like there's this 70-year-old guy, and there's something about 4 videos. I'm not even sure whose videos. It says like the Wire videos. I'm not sure who actually did those videos. But it's one of those things where like there's this creepy dude, 70-year-old guy, and if you look at some of his Facebook and stuff like that, it's like he has like like the Chucky dolls, of course. And I thought he was a friend, but I can't remember because that was a while ago that we talked about that in the email. So refresh my memory just a little bit there, Fastnet, again. Because I remember the basics, but I don't remember what it was because I thought it was like the 70-year-old knew the one guy.
Ben had asked a question while
Oh,
while
sure.
they're answering that. Ben had asked a question earlier, which I'm not going to look back for. But what do you think could come from the inquest in the fall?
Right. Thank you, Ben. Honestly, not a lot. Not holding my breath. I think that they've done nothing but show us how much they kiss their own asses.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the purpose of the inquest in the fall to review the procedures of the police?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know the ins and outs of who's conducting the inquest, who's in charge of it, and what scope they're looking into. And I can't find anything that online that would tell me that. I can look harder, but right now I can't find anything that'll tell me who's conducting it, who's investigating it, and what exactly they're looking at. Because I'm interested in those answers as well.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we just have to wait and see. Really, I say this sometimes on videos. When you put your expectation to 0, then anything you get above that is a bonus. So my expectation typically is always 0. That way I'm not disappointed when something is basically a nothing burger. I'm hoping to see something come out of the inquest, but I'm not expecting it. I'm sorry, but typically all that ever happens is they just try to shine their own, shit. And no matter what, because it's all about politics and crap and stuff like that. And most times they're not like, and sometimes people are held accountable for stuff and other times they're not. I just find that so far I've seen nothing that I'm going to hold my breath over because like Snowden and stuff like that, all they're too busy doing is trying to always, like I said, like these people are great, but these people are crap, our own. So all I see is just a lot of political bullshit. So we'll see if something becomes of it. More so, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to expect a lot.
Right.
I think that those were Julie, by the way. Go ahead.
Julie says, independent review of handling of the investigation. Findings set to be published in autumn of 2023, and my expectations are 0 because of what we've seen so far. And I would agree, yeah. And I know that they said it was an independent review. I'm just curious who's conducting it. Because anytime someone says an independent review, it sounds great, but I still want to know who's in charge of it.
Yeah. Hey, just quickly, Shelley, you're saying, does anyone have any thoughts of the bench being done over?
Oh.
Was the bench redone, guys?
I heard it was, but I've not seen anything. I've not seen a picture.
Oh. I did not know that.
Ben says they should also do a review on the way they deal with social media interest. Well, Ben, it's interesting because there is a bill in the House of Parliament in the UK, which some people have pointed to the Nicola Bulley case and the way that the Lancashire police have handled their disdain for social media towards being a proponent for a stronger government hand in what is appropriate to be published on social media, if that makes any sense. Basically saying, they might use the fact that they think YouTubers and social media TikTokers, came in and infiltrated the town.
Yeah.
This stuff with Curtis Media, they might use that as one of the examples in this nationwide case in the UK to get stronger laws put on the books for what people are allowed to put on social media. Which, if you believe in, what we in the United States have the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech, that would, in my opinion, take away from people's, I think, what should be God-given rights to say what they feel and want to.
Just Stuff. Okay, so Just Stuff. Well, if you guys remember a video I did a while back, he's the one that gave me a copyright strike for using his stuff. And granted, I mean, I thought I was doing a favor, but I was clearly in the wrong because, honestly, it was just one of those things. He had 89 subscribers. I noticed he's covering the Nicola Bulley case, and it's like he said he's making like this documentary on the Nicola Bulley case, something like that will be out in 2024. But he seems to be doing these little videos about Nicola Bulley's case and how he's kind of like changed his mind from what he thought before to spending time at the River Wire and feeling like there was more third party. I've caught a couple of his videos, but good on him. And if a documentary comes out, that he, basically spending his time on documenting all the different stuff, and then at some point, I'm sure it's going to be more of a large video that's going to go into his thoughts on it. So good on him, and I'll look forward to, the thoughts whenever that documentary does come out. And I think part of it, definitely for 2024, and I'm thinking that's because he probably wants to be there, perhaps on the specific date and document, about the water levels, perhaps at the time, even though I know everything's changes, but, maybe perhaps that's why, like, that he wants to also document about that same time frame that Nicola Bulley had disappeared. And, that whole croak when that diver went in the water, like said, and then tried to like mimic, sorry, dude, you're not even dead. You're literally live. And you know what I mean? Like throw a dummy in there that's her pounds, put the clothes on that she had on, in a sense, right? I'm sure they could have simulated that, but that might cost him 12K pounds instead of the 11 for the inquest.
Yeah.
Independent review of handling the investigation. Right. Yeah. Findings set to be published on in autumn of 2023. My expectations are 0 because what we've seen so far. Yeah. Are you my twin, Julie? We seem to say the same things. I've never seen someone gaslighted the way Nicola Bulley was. The Gigolo Beach victims were given more respect. Just saying. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a fan of how the Nicola Bulley's case was handled from start to finish. And I think that they need to take a course in arrogance and how to talk to people without sounding condescending. Right, Rebecca Smith? And Weenie Boy there, Snowden too, as well. Like I said, all you're doing is just being a typical type politician talk, blah blah blah. The proof is in the pudding. Let's see something like what happens here when the inquest comes along and see. But I mean, like I said, he was fluffing his own butt there, and I still want to know where he got that thing where he said that even up until the exact date. Like that one bugs me, because the reason why that one bugs me so much is because where did he get that information from to say that? You know, like it's one thing to kind of, screw up when you're talking, but he specifically had said that we even got it as far as the right date that Nicola Bulley would be found. That came from somewhere. That didn't come out of his mouth. It came from somewhere else. So that's what I'm saying. Were they sitting at the police station there going, you know what? I'm going to put my odds on the 18th of February. Yeah, I'll take the 17th over here. Like it just, I would love to know where that originated from for him to say that. I think they painted it. Okay. Maybe someone will be kind enough to send me a photo at acrimingshame@gmail.com.
Right.
If you
We'll just have John drive down there from crime scene to courtroom and take a picture for us.
John's had, John's been covering the Lucy Letby case.
Yeah.
And they have not reached a verdict yet.
No.
You're right. I'm like, John's like, I'm going to be going to he's flying off to Turkey there in a couple weeks. And he's like, I might have to report from when I'm on my vacation. And
what's he going to Turkey for? I'll have to message him.
I said, why aren't you going to Chicken? What's wrong with Chicken? Why don't you go over there? Why don't you go over to Kathmandu? I don't know.
Sam, I heard that was a rumor about him having a new girlfriend, but I mean, if he does, he does. You know what? Some men move on quick. But I did hear it was just a rumor.
I'm gonna say I'm personally not gonna buy that one myself. I don't believe that would be true myself. I think that, I just don't. Sorry, you guys know how I feel about this. I still never have felt that Paul Ansel was involved in Nicola Bulley's death.
Right. But even if he wasn't, I mean, 8 months.
I mean, he could.
Some men can't be alone, and some men need a woman to take care of them. Let's be honest.
I mean, you're right. You know what? I honestly, well, hold on. February, all right? February, March,
right.
April, May, June,
well,
July.
6 months.
No, we're only like 6 months, but
right. But I don't think it's true.
I don't believe it's true. But look at Lori Vallow there, psycho lady from the Lori Vallow case. She is basically took out her ex-husband, and then she is married within a month. But it was crazy. The things that people do don't shock me, honestly.
No, I mean, my grandfather was married. My grandparents were married for a long time, and he remarried at 80 years old, a year after my grandma passed away. And honestly, it's because the man had never had to do his own laundry. He had never had to make his own sandwich. He'd never had to do anything for himself, and he needed a woman to take care of him. So I know, like I said, some men are just,
yeah,
can't be alone.
You know what? Right. I mean, don't be shocked whatever anybody does. Like, would I deem that as appropriate? Well, I guess it depends what you deem as appropriate in your eyes.
Right.
Would I personally deem it as appropriate? No. I couldn't imagine. But I don't ever want to knock what somebody else does, even if I don't feel like it fits my narrative of how things should be. It's not my life, but definitely we can all have our judgments.
Right.
But people do the darndest things. And there's lots of cases where people, like Adam said, don't want to be alone. They don't like being alone. Maybe someone was consoling them, him. Let's say if it was plausible, someone was consoling him, and during that time they became attached. That happens a lot. Sometimes, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let me just go to this one. You know what is the most effed up, probably, marriage divorce thing, or not a death, marriage divorce, was Shania Twain. When Shania Twain's husband was having an affair with her best friend, and her best friend's husband was consoling Shania Twain, and then Shania Twain ended up with her best friend's husband, and her husband ended up with the wife, because those two were having an affair, Shania Twain's husband and her best friend. And then next thing you know, and then Shania Twain's married to her best friend's husband. Most effed up thing.
That happened to two couples in the little town I grew up in, and it was quite the scandal. They
Yeah.
basically ended up switching partners.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they married them, and I get to my knowledge they stayed married, but it was weird
what?
at the time.
If it works. Again, like I said, can't cast stones when we're not perfect ourselves. People do the damnedest things. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. But usually everyone kind of has usually there's this little bit of a rule of how things should typically be. But again, the world's changed in a lot of ways. What you thought was 20 years ago is definitely not how things are today. People are divorcing left, right, and center nowadays. And now we're calling people this and its and thems and these and those. And, it's a whole different world and social media. Social media, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of busted up people having affairs.
Right. And people come together for all sorts of different reasons.
Yeah. It's good and bad, right?
Look at Beth Holloway and
1 sec, guys. Your avatar is missing, by the way. Go ahead.
Did John Ramsey date Beth Holloway?
I can't remember now.
Which Beth Holloway is Natalie Holloway's mother, and of course John Ramsey's with JonBenet's dad. But I think they dated.
They might have. Now, just quickly, Fastnet. I want to say this because yeah, did they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We can imagine why they came together.
Just quickly, Fastnet. I only pointed it out. If it doesn't bug you that you're in the video or that you're showing in the video, then just leave it. But just know next time when you're recording, just don't be sitting in your comfy recliner back there with the tripod, and then you're getting to a dark part on the screen, and then it starts showing you sitting there. So meaning it's one of those things, if it doesn't bug you to be in there, right? It's not like you're like this, how you're seeing my face now. You're definitely seeing that you're in there, but it's not like I'm sitting there going, oh, how clear is his face so I can make it out. But it's one of those things. Next time, make sure if you do it that way again, I would suggest to use the program first and foremost. And secondly, just make sure that you're out of the view of the camera so it's not picking you up.
Really quickly, someone I knew once took a video. They'd gotten a present in the mail, and they took a video thanking the person, and they posted it on Facebook. And I don't know why they took this video when they weren't wearing a shirt, but they did. And in the reflection, it was headphones they got as a gift from someone. And they took a video of them opening and they were like, "Oh, thank you so much to so-and-so for giving me these headphones."
I'm assuming it's a female.
It was a glass box. You could see the reflection of her chest in the box of the headphones. And she didn't realize it when she posted it.
I'm always very wary. It's one of those things I pick up on. Like when JLR did a video today, I think his reflections in the mirror, which is fine, but I just mean I always notice it when a reflection comes out because I'm kind of looking. It's kind of like my brain naturally just goes, when somebody's trying not to be seen, it's like, oh, do I see a reflection there? Right. Or they don't realize that they are in there.
Right. Well, what's sticking out of their pants there?
So I'm pretty sure that's fake. I think so too. Yeah. And let's see here. Made Sunny laugh. I sent her the link, and she showed my reflection from my laptop when I copied them onto my camera directly. And that's because it made me laugh. I'm watching the video, and I'm like, hold on, that's still there. There's reflection going right by. Aspen, you're correct. That was the norm many years ago. Men left with large families.
Right.
Geraldine, let's just go quickly back to this. Streamlabs, it's because of the way that you're typing that if you're putting a dot and not a space, I think Adam said, but
any punctuation without a space, it thinks you're trying to post a link.
And that's why. And so that's why it's saying that about posting links. It's not that you're trying to post a link. It's just that Streamlabs deem you as because of your mispunctuation there. 9:30 a.m. Nicola at the bench. She pressed the emergency button on her phone. Why the phone ended
I
up
don't
on the
remember that
ground?
she pressed the emergency button.
Oh, I think, isn't that just a theory? Because, you
Yeah,
know,
I've
like
never heard that officially.
I've heard some theories of people saying that. Because first of all, Penny Fletcher had come to the bench, you know, I mean, according to the timeline, okay? Penny Fletcher was there at the bench at like 9:35, 9:33, 9:35. And then people were saying because of the, like, for instance, the volume, perhaps she was doing that thing that you do for the emergency on her phone.
If you click your power button on your phone 5 times, I'll show you.
The thing, yeah.
No.
You know, I guess it depends, David. Again, go ahead. Go ahead, Adam.
No, it won't do it for some reason. But if you there's a way you can activate your emergency thing on your phone.
I know, like, it'd make it easier. But the thing is, so that was somebody's theory that I heard talking about that line of, you know, so you're saying why the phone ended up on the ground. 2 women heard scream. Was she in the river? One scream, like the screams were heard, say, after the time of
it was described as a short scream, I believe, right?
Yeah, it really just depends what you believe happened on there. I just, you know, I'm not here to try to, again, you know, I'm here to think logically and think of what possibly could have happened. But I'm not one to go down like 20 different twists and turns either. But I know some people were putting that theory out there and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, honestly, Lancashire Police, and us included, don't know exactly what happened to Nicola Bulley. And I'll never be satisfied with the answer that they gave. And I'll never be satisfied with the incompetence that they could not find her with drones, with dogs, with anything, that everyone missed her. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Okay? Seriously. Something was terribly wrong with the Nicola Bulley case. And hey, if the family wants to be rested with that, I just think at the end of the day, it should have never been, you know, an accident or deemed as an accidental death, because they didn't know what happened to Nicola Bulley either. So how can you deem it an accidental if you yourself truly don't know? That was just based on speculation and probabilities and whatever, you know. So to me, if there's any sort of room for probability, it should not be deemed as an accidental. It should have been left as open. And then, you know, which would include, you know, accidental or, you know, So I think it should be left.
I believe that it's a fair argument to question, you know, if, and this is just, you know, in every country in the world, if police are going to ask for the public's help in something, to then turn around and attack the public for doing what they asked in the first place. I mean, is the public entitled to know everything? No. You know, I understand that. And I think that, you know, I respect whatever families want to be publicly released. But when you ask for the public's help, I feel like you are opening yourself up to some sort of accountability as far as what you then report publicly, in my opinion. I mean, the same thing happened with this Carly Russell case in the U.S., with every case. If you ask for the public's help and they respond by trying to help, you can't then turn around and say, the public is horrible and we're not going to give you any answers, because we don't have to.
You know, just the way that they place the blame on
easy target
on the public, like, seriously,
TikTok.
it was such a joke, the way they handled it, and then projected their crap on the public. You know, I get it that there's people out there that go way beyond the norm and they try to get whatever footage they can and whatever. And then there's people out there, but they could be. They didn't stop them because they're the idiots. They were the idiots that didn't deem it as a crime scene. It just blows me away honestly, the arrogance. I get mad when I talk about the Nicola Bulley case in lots of ways. Again, I'm sad and I'm mad at the same time because as a whole, just so disgusting to me, so disgusting, and it's because of the backup of how they acted and talked to people and made it all seem like it was the public's fault. And then, like I said, look what they did with Curtis Media, or like them or not. What they did was just another bunch of crap to show that they are abusing power. I mean, I know Curtis Media is doing the auditing stuff now. I'm not sure how many of you guys are fond of that. When people do the auditing, we just did a thing with the First Amendment rights on this channel the other day. To me, as long as you're, like I said, you're not poking the bear purposely, you're not trying to be a total d-head out of it and stuff like that. I've watched his videos, and he's basically just kind of in the same way, just trying to sit there and push the boundaries a little bit there, because obviously he knows that something is private property, but then you have to be asked to leave, and if you leave, but it's amazing how many people don't know their own laws, to be honest, especially the one main one. I'm sure that most of these people that get filmed, that don't want to be filmed, but too bad, you're in a public place, so you can be filmed. I'm sure that they go home instantly or start on their phone after they have that encounter with Curtis Media or any other person, and they're sitting there going, can you be filmed when you're in public? And the answer is going to be yes, you can. But it's amazing how many people don't know their rights. And when you have people that know the rights, like there's different auditing ones and that, but I mean, I find myself watching them, I'm not gonna lie. My husband's like, why do you watch that shit? And I'm like, because I kind of like it. I like the fact of people need to be accountable for their actions. And again, the First Amendment rights of the people. And I feel like, as just kind of like, if there is a law that comes out in the UK restricting what you can do and put up on social media,
and they're trying to do that.
Yeah, that should piss you off. That should cause a big uproar.
Right.
Because
I can't remember what it's called, but I mean, there is a bill going through the Parliament.
Right. And you, the people, of the people, for the people, should be literally going to the streets, if that law comes into effect. Because
don't forget, you pay these people salaries.
That's bull. Again, freedom of speech. You have your rights, and the thing that gets me is they're the ones that fudge up the case. And because of that, but then they made the public seem like they were the problem, and hence why they're trying to get a law through. That's the joke of it,
Well, they historically, people, they've done that through other, they strong arm the public into submitting to being quiet. Look at the some of the stuff with Princess Diana. I mean, just there's several different incidences that you can talk about. Look at how long they protected what's his name, the pedo. I can't remember his name now. The white hair, the crazy looking hair. He was like a national figure on TV in the UK.
You guys know the name? I suck at names, unless they're really meaningful to me.
Peter, no, I can't think of it. Oh, True Crime Bloke told me all about it, and I watched things. I watched yes, Salve or Salve.
Okay, what was the name again?
Jimmy Salve.
Okay.
I'm mispronouncing the last name.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rob. Mine just has the detail locked in on so many fronts. You're also very passionate and true. Your tenacity and commitment is admirable. Like I said, I will always be a voice for what I consider to be bringing out truth, transparency. Sometimes we get it wrong, But at the end of the day, I will never become a sleaze bucket channel ever that tries to promote false propaganda. But yet in Nicola Bulley's case, there's still like it's not as simple as it being open and closed. There's a lot of things that don't make sense with Nicola Bulley. So although we might have, say, different opinions on different things and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong. It's when it becomes totally accusatory on somebody and there's no facts, no true facts to back it up, but the speculation and thoughts, right? It's kind of like the Rachel Morin case going on right now. Now, I mean, does it look funny that her status was updated? She just met this guy with this, recently, like 2 weeks prior to her death, and that he has a long bucket list of, police stuff going on, but they've checked him out. But the speculation is going to be there.
Well, there are still people, if you followed the Idaho 4 case, there are still people that are accusing Kaylee Gonsalves's ex-boyfriend, Jack Decor, of being responsible for this crime. He was that kid was, put through the ringer on a worldwide stage as far as people suspecting he, committed that quadruple homicide, and he had nothing to do with it. But there are still people that accuse him.
I think that's kind of like with the JonBenet Ramsey case, the one that Burke Ramsey sued. Like he sued for 150 million, because I think it was at the end of the day, it wasn't like kind of like, well, we think. It was almost like it was.
People said he did it.
Our conclusion is that, it was Burke Ramsey.
Right.
And it's one of those things is that I could never sit there and say 100% ever that it's Burke Ramsey. There's nothing to show that. Now,
and he's been ruled out by the prosecutor in Boulder, and publicly apologized to for ever even being put under the scope of suspicion.
But the thing, I was going to say, but the thing is like this is what conversation we were having, is that if I was to look, and if anyone knows the JonBenet Ramsey case from 27 years ago, if I look at the weight of the information that's out there, for me personally, there's a lot more things that point towards inside the Ramsey house versus an intruder theory, meaning if I was to look at the list of the weird things and these different things, right? But there's no proof,
right.
Whether someone believes it's the Ramseys or not and stuff like that. But there's no proof to sit there and concretely say that Burke Ramsey was part of it, that Patsy Ramsey did it, that John Ramsey did it, that even an intruder did it. But the one thing I'm sure is a pedo is not going to leave a 2.5-page ransom note.
Right.
He's going to go in there.
And I don't want to go into JonBenet thing, but there is evidence to say it wasn't the family. Meaning,
what?
You're
talking about the DNA. Yeah. What? Get a load of this. I will be going on Charmaine's podcast, and we're going to have a, Charmaine's, she came in yesterday. And I was like, you need to have me on your podcast, because I know that Charmaine had started a podcast. And so even though I would love to do that, Adam, like do a podcast where we do a podcast here, I just get so overwhelmed that I'm not really sure how to do a podcast or what it entails and blah, blah, blah. Like
we literally record we literally release the audio from our live stream.
Right.
We would just have to be more
it's consistent on not visual, but just talking in a sense. But yeah, and so because Charmaine too, like when she was in the chat and in the members one yesterday, she was just like, I just can't see it. I just can't see a mother or whatever. And the thing is, the JonBenet Ramsey case is kind of like the Delphi case. It's like your brain is spinning. It's like you have information, but your head just goes back and forth. Ramsey's, no intruder. No Ramsey's, no intruder. Nope. It's one of those cases that 27 years later, it's been. I pray that in my lifetime that the JonBenet Ramsey case, it's a big case to me.
I think
would,
with retesting the DNA, it could be solved.
I mean, I would like to see that happen.
Wherever those pieces fall, they fall. But
I was going to say,
I don't think family.
Yeah, I was gonna say, 1 week I'm this way, next week I'm this way. But even if I took that apart, if I just compiled in my own self the evidence, the evidence really, or even the things that are weird, it to me it still points more to inside than outside. If you look at the things from the notepad to the pen to this to the fruit bowl to this to that, to me, if it's kind of like I have more of this, than I do of this, and the pedophile might say, I don't know why whatever, but anyways, I always think it's great when people can debate and kind of like say their sides, kind of like with the Nicola Bulley case as well, right? Everyone has their opinions, their thoughts. Doesn't mean Adam's right, doesn't mean I'm right. It just means those are our own thoughts because we don't all think the same. And it's a good thing that we don't.
Sunny and I a lot of times do think pretty much exactly the same when it comes to what we think about a case. But I always respect and value what you say when you present your side of something.
Yeah,
because there's questions out there. Those are the questions I've had as well.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Fastnet. I'll look at that in a bit. I actually haven't checked my email in probably about a week, to be honest, for that specific email. I want to make this claim right now.
I'm not emailed you.
Right. I suck. Okay. I am not a great multitasker anymore. Between the messages, the messengers, the emails, the social media, making videos, like making thumbnails, trying to watch videos, trying to catch up on other, because there's obviously a lot of other cases going on out there, and trying to keep coverage of those. Okay. A video might be only like 10 minutes long, 8 minutes long. That video would have taken usually 2 hours or something to make. There's some videos that you just whip out because it's just simple information you want to put up there to give an update. And sometimes even the most intricate one can just take forever and a day to do. So I'm not going to lie. I suck at social media and I suck at looking at emails. I am not great at it. And it's because I have about
I'm not great at it either.
7 different emails. Say it again.
I said, yeah. I'm not good at it either. I would say Deb is good at that.
I'm good if it's an email that I can answer back right away and say, thank you very much for sending me that. I suck when it comes to somebody sending me a longer thing and then I have to go back and check out perhaps the video, go check it out and then go, you know what I mean? Because that requires time then to sit there and answer something back. I just suck at it. Just so you know that, Fastnet, I'm not the best person. I mean, I'll try to get better at it once I actually have a manager that runs that side of my life at some point.
But then again, then sometimes you have someone that will email you something like the information that someone emailed me back last fall that was invaluable information about the Delphi case,
Yeah.
I'm like, thank God I checked that email.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly see, is it something that I'm supposed to look at like this very minute at Fastnet?
Hey, Lacey. Lacey, we've been live for 32 hours. No, I'm kidding. Now we've only been on for 2 hours and 23 minutes, but we're about to go off soon.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, and Fastnet. What I'll do is so those are screenshots. When you have, say, the videos up and whatever, those are just pictures right now. Then I'll do a live at some point with that stuff that you've sent.
Cool.
That with the stuff, the information that he's talking about, like little Chucky dolls and stuff like that. Okay, fair enough. It's just that, like I said, certain things require time. And there's days that I legitly don't want to make a video or do anything, and I just want to go over to my sister's house and relax and chill and whatever. It's a very,
you need to do that.
you do like, there's times, like, seriously, there's times when, like I said, the JonBenet, for instance, like, I didn't want to make any darn videos. All I wanted to do was watch JonBenet videos for the last, like, week and a half. That's why you guys haven't seen too many videos coming out. And then there's times when I'm like, well, that's not very helpful, is it? Because I still am trying to earn a living here because it's my only job, in a sense. And if you don't have any videos out, and then you don't get no ad revenue from them, but yet again, me and Adam work the same way, though. You have to feel it. You have to, I mean, there's some things it's just easy. It's like, okay, update on this case, no problem, put it out.
Oh,
and,
yeah. With JonBenet's case, I think, I mean, we could sit there like you did last night. You talked about it for 7 hours. We could talk about a case like that for hours upon hours. But I think, when you're talking about a 27-year-old case and you're trying to make a video about it, to me, what's always happening is I'm like, well, what am I adding to this that hasn't been said?
Yeah.
Multiple times in a video. So I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting to discuss it and talk about it on a live, but then to make a video about it, I'm like,
yeah,
it's not new information. It might be to some people, and I guess that's what I should remember. But
yeah, I think I was saying this yesterday. What does suck as a creator is so, okay, and I want to say it on this video here. Likes matter. Likes help. Anytime you guys watch a video from It's a Crime and Shame, please hit that like button, because there's nothing worse when you sit there and spend 5, 6, 8 hours on a video that gets freaking maybe 200 views. It's the likes that push it out to the algorithm. So I'm just going to beg and plead with you guys, actually. When you watch a video of It's a Crime and Shame, can you try to remember to hit that like button? I know that in the videos, sometimes I push it and sometimes I don't, but I usually put it at the end of the video. But most times people need reminders about it, and then they will do it more so. And there's some people, like right now, if you guys are watching this live, could you please hit that like button? But there's nothing worse as a creator when you spent a lot of time on a video that barely gets out there, and then you see these shit channels out there that are freaking con artists pushing out videos for the sake of pushing out videos, and they're riding the algorithm just perfectly fine, and in my heart of hearts, it does bug me that here you try just to do things on an up and up level and try not to put out cheesy or thumbnails that are kind of like what people deem as clickbait, and you try to give truth and transparency versus people just making crap up or doing a video just because it's about, they know that they're going to get 30 50K views off of it.
When you put out a video every hour and you say things like meat and potatoes of it all,
like the meat and potatoes. But yeah, so it's just sometimes it is hard when you go sit there and look and you're like, oh, well, that video got a whole 235. That equates to probably 7 cents.
If that, yeah.
Not even gonna lie, if that. Yeah. It's kind of like getting maybe at max, maybe like $3 for every 1,000 views. Pretty much, I think it is. Somewhere in that area.
Mustang that popped up in my feed the other day too. Yesterday. I thought that was so funny because it was from 2 years ago. The KD is the bomb video.
Oh, really?
It randomly just popped up in my suggested feed the other day.
I'll tell you why.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and you know why? I'll tell you why, and I'll probably change it. It's because as a creator, you can put what order you want videos. So you can have your most viewed videos up top. That happens to be one of them. That's why. So I changed, like your members videos, your playlist videos, this list. So I happened to change it, the order. And so I thought, oh, let me put up my most played videos. And I was like, oh, there's the Kitty is the Bomb one from a couple of years ago, whatever. But
wait, there we go.
Ben, if you want to have him come on here, the only thing I'm going to be doing is going, I'm so sorry. Very sorry.
We'd get some viewers on that live.
Very, very, very sorry. We'd get a ton of viewers, and they would sit there and go, so Sonny, you're finally going to eat crow. So I called out somebody for Delphi.
Should I interview him on my channel so all the people
you block can
go on there?
Yeah. So this is why it's very, honestly, to not be accusatory in a sense, like hypothetically speaking, for under 10 persons only. It's why it's very important not to be accusatory, because honestly, if somebody's innocent and you're persecuting them, so I don't ever like to think that I am wrong when it comes to the Delphi. When I first did it, I thought I had all my ducks in a row, I had all my facts in a row. I was doing everything. I get made fun of now, moly. But anyways, it's one of those things. Bottom line is, I had it wrong. I was thinking I was putting out some justice out there, going, you guys are all idiots. You guys haven't found out who the bridge guy is. You know, I come along and I'm sitting there. It's Garrett Kurt's best friend over there, which would have made sense. There's so much of it that actually makes sense. Then eventually they arrest Richard Allen, and nobody got it right. Nobody. Yet there was this list.
People claim they did, but
people can claim all they want. There was like a list of like 90 people on this. But anyways, bottom line is, I'm speaking for myself. I got it wrong. So here I am sitting there saying, like, KD, I never accused him of being the actual person that did the killing, just that he was a person on the bridge, because I couldn't prove that. Like, I mean, I couldn't prove that. I thought I had proved that it was KD. So yeah, so if KD ever does come on the channel, even though I have him blocked, at least on this one name, him and probably everybody else of his friends, then sure. All I'm going to be doing is basically eating crow, that whole one. I'd be like, dude, I thought it was you. I'm so sorry.
Like, I love growing up next to your grandparents.
I know. I mean, honestly, it's what I actually liked about Katie is that he'd sit there and he'd send me a picture of his piss and a cigarette butt in the toilet. And I'd actually be laughing because I'm just like, I'm kind of being sarcastic and he's kind of being, you know, sarcastic back type of thing. And I'm just like, but I know you did it. And he's like, basically like, shut the fuck up, you crazy, whatever. But he started, the thing was, is that he literally started making up crap. You know, like, why would you make up crap like he was doing? He totally made up crap. And I'm just like, that's because you're guilty. You know you are.
Like, Ben is shady. Look at that. You can promote his tie-dye business.
You can promote, yeah, you can promote his tie-dye business, right? I know, right? Anyways, that's why that video would be pushing out there. Hey, that video's yellow. It's not even a monet, like, meaning it gets YouTube premium ads. I'm probably going to pull that video down now, to be honest with you. Well, I might leave the old one up, but yeah.
Just make it unlisted.
Yeah, I just might simply unlist it now.
Just make it unlisted so that way, you know, it's still there, but people can't see it unless you have the link.
All I want to know is, I do not, like, I will make Adam twerk, okay? If it ever comes to fruition that Richard Allen pulled this whole shit off by himself and Kegan Kline had nothing to do with the lure and there was no other involvement. Seriously, Adam, I will make you twerk if that day ever comes, okay?
He didn't have any involvement.
Who?
I don't think he did, Kegan Kline. I mean, that's what I've been told. I mean,
well,
but I don't have any proof of it. So
again, it's a mind F like the freaking JonBenet case, to be honest with you.
I will say the person that told me that, not one other thing they've ever told me has not been true. So,
well, are they including the fact that his account still was the lure?
No. They, and of course, I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, he was indirectly involved, absolutely. But I know that, as what I was told, as far as Richard Allen's arrest and his court case, there's no connection or mention of Kegan Kline in that case or arrest anywhere.
Do you think, by chance, it's possible that his dad was actually acting on that account and not him?
I mean, I think if you're Richard Allen's attorneys, you're going to try to throw anything at the wall that'll stick, meaning they're going to try to talk about Kegan Kline. They're going to try to talk about Tony Kline. They're going to try to talk about Ron Logan. But I think that the prosecution is going to be very direct and careful in the way they address that, because as of November of last year, there was nothing there was no connection that law enforcement had found, according to the person I talked to.
Right. And Ben, I think that you're missing out here. I feel like you and wife Lilith have missed the boat. I feel like there's a total love connection there, right? Get it off of me and focus on wife Lilith, okay? I think that she's more up your alley and more your brand, to be honest with you. I'm too pure and innocent, yeah? I don't even meet that level of evilness, but I think that that's something that you need to find balance in, and I think that wife Lilith is just that person for you, just saying. Okay? I mean, don't forget.
I agree.
Ben, if you ever end up in jail or prison, she will be there for you. She'll buy you notepads and pens. She will bring you money. She will even come visit you. Just know that, okay? You can't deny that, okay? She's definitely helping out and doing her part.
But yeah, Mustang, I agree completely.
Don't open Jet. I got my Chat GPT.
Mustang, and I'll even go as far as I think that it would be an advantage for Carroll County to publicly clear or release a statement saying that Ron Logan had nothing to do with anything. I know that he didn't, and I know they have, but I feel like, that is going to be something that Richard Allen's defense attorneys are going to use or try to bring up in court. And I hope that Carroll County has made a strong enough point in saying that Ron Logan had nothing to do with it. I mean, common sense can tell you at this point it didn't, but I think I don't think it would hurt if they did come out and say, no, he's been 100% publicly released, much like they did with, the Ramseys in Boulder.
Yeah. And Ben, one day, maybe when we do a Delphi live, I'll make sure that I talk to Chat GPT, and I'm going to ask Chat GPT, which is like a bestie of mine, to write a love story about you two, Lilith and Ben. I think that's appropriate at all levels. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Do you, Ben? I don't think so either. See, I seen you nod. Seeing you nod that you're okay with that. Yep. Okay. Can we stick to cat video?
Well, Ben reminds me so much of someone. I can't think who it is.
I know. Same. I mean, you're talking about. Okay, wait, Ben. Is that you in that picture, or is that just a picture from the internet? Talk to me, baby. Like, and don't lie either. Be truthful. Is that you, or is that a picture that you just found on the internet? You know what he looks like? Well, we'll wait for his answer first.
You want to answer?
I think I answered this question. See, look at that, Ben. How isn't that amazing how we went from a cat to a dog?
You want to answer?
I look like Brian Koberger. Okay, that didn't answer the question. Is that you in the picture? We want facts, Ben. Facts. We want concrete evidence. Well, you don't have to send the concrete evidence.
Hey, Brian Koberger, that's the man of my dreams, right? According to AI.
Do people say that you look like Brian Koberger? Well, hold on. Answer my first question first. Just pretend like we're in a court of law, and you've raised your right hand and you've sworn the oath. There's a long list that needs to be cleared publicly.
Which and Mustang, I understand why law enforcement do not do that. I mean, you would have to be. I think I think it's intelligent not to publicly clear anyone, but.
Yes, it is. Okay. I don't know. I can't quite pinpoint it. There's part of me that wants to say John F. Kennedy Jr. But yet I can't pinpoint it. But it's one of those things that when you see a picture and you're like, why does his face look familiar? Like it looks familiar. Like a doppelganger, Yeah.
Can we stick to cat videos? That's funny.
Hey, cold burger. and Ben, learn how to spell Kohberger. Kohberger. Okay. And if you're gonna, but Kohberger. But you're now making me hungry that I actually want a burger. Oh, he bought that junk mail. Let's see here. Hold on. Now, who do you think he looks like? Oh, that's okay. You know what? Why don't you come on a live then? If you look so much like Brian, we'll trick people. We'll be like, right now, out of prison, right here.
Papa Roger, right
Papa
here,
Roger.
live.
Yeah, this is actually Brian Kohberger's cousin, who is actually the real Papa Roger. That's right. We got it. Yep.
I think we've lost all the UK people.
Oh, probably. No, I think we still have a few here. Okay. I know this is what happened yesterday. Yesterday.
Oh, I'm not going to be on for 7 hours.
No, but yesterday I could have sat there. I could have probably talked like all night.
Oh, and we don't have another live tonight, do we?
Nope.
I'm still thinking about the.
Unless you want to do one. Well, it's already 4. Go ahead. What were you saying?
We can talk after.
Yeah. I can't update it. I want you to update it, Ben. Next time you come in here, update it. Not because I'm asking, it's because I'm telling difference. Okay? Right. All right.
Just make sure you get your camera.
Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
I said just make sure you get the shadow of the camera in the picture.
Right. And if you don't mind, just go get one. Just, you know what? You don't even have to go far. Just make a paper. And you know how you can make those hats?
Ben's never going to come back in the chat now. Ben like, bye.
You know, we all have our stalkers and people that, come in for, nefarious reasons. And Ben's one of them. Hey, Ben.
Like Austin. I miss Austin.
Oh. Where is Austin? Who is Austin? Can't remember Austin. I remember the name.
We ran him off. I think we ran him off somehow, Sonny.
Maybe. Did I piss him off one day? It happens.
Might have been me.
Was it you? I can't remember.
Maybe.
Sorry. You just know that people come into your life and people leave them. I'm very much aware of that all the time. And that's why it's like in my real life. Sorry. I'm going back to Zap, girl. You know, right? Okay, fine. You just want to go back behind your paywall and look at those pictures, don't you? But they're not the pictures of what we're thinking about. We're talking about a little bit of.
Thank you, Sharon S.
I'm in UK, very near to St. Michael's. Yeah, she's in the UK over there. See, she's basically
Sharon
saying,
S, could you go in the morning and take a picture of the bench?
Yeah,
since it's been repainted.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of that. For whoever has one, please. That would be nice. And Ben, updated picture next time we see you. Let's see here. Ben, before we get going tonight, do you want to come join us on a live? Come on. You know, right? You guys need to come out of your shells, some of you people. Yeah.
Bridget, we actually were just talking about that. Her name is Sarah just a little bit ago. And it's actually 3 adults with 5 children that went to Pakistan after Sarah was found unalived. Sorry.
First of all, Geraldine. Are you talking about?
Thank you, Geraldine.
Yeah, and then Ben's like, let's talk about Nicola Bulley.
Well, if you want to do a live tonight, Sonny, we could always talk about Rachel Morin and other cases.
Want to do a live tonight?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? What the frick, right? It's Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, but you guys, it's hump day today. Hump day. Yeah. Did you get your hump in today? Did you go over a hump today? That's exactly where we should end it, right then and there. Right?
Day's not over.
Day's not over. Yeah, day's not over. I'll still never forget that one picture where it was a crinkled French fry cut crinkle wood chip, and this worm was humping it. And it's still to this day is that one of those things that just makes me laugh when I picture it, because it was just so funny to me. Anyways, happy hump day, people. We'll see you later on the live tonight. And we're just going to talk about some of the cases going on. You know what? We're just going to do a YOLO freelo live. Do you do summer wells ever? No. No. I don't even know where the Summer Wells case is at. I know that she's not found. I know that there's a bunch of Looney Toonies and there's crazies and their parents are freaking messed up beyond belief as well. The case really turned psycho with the people.
It's a sad case, but and then sadly, it's a case that I think has been monopolized by drama and crazy people. And so I don't even, I honestly, I don't even look into the Summer Wells case because it's so filled with hysteria and drama that I don't want to get involved. And,
you feel like
it's sad because it's at the end of the day, it's still a little girl that's missing.
Yeah. I mean, I think at some point it was like looking for cults and.
Well, yeah, I mean.
It's
a mess all the way around.
Yeah. And it as well as why we pulled back from Delphi, but we're still doing Delphi, of course. It's a baby to us, but we refuse to participate in the stupidness of some of the a lot of the channels that are out there covering Delphi. Still some good ones, and there's a lot of bottom feeders out there and shit like that, always stirring up shit and crap all the time. Refuse to be part of that, honestly. Like I said, they can be in the manure pile, stay there. They can cause all their drama between each of them. I just, we're here to try to help people, talk about things, bring awareness, talk about cases, not sit here and keep, oh, this channel attacked you or this or that, blah, 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 type of idea. But after a while, you just realize, you know what? There's nothing big and going on in Delphi at the moment. So
and when there is, we talk about it.
Yeah. So again, there's lots of other people that need attention and awareness brought to their cases. There's other cases that interest us. You don't want to get caught in a little box of, well, we're just covering Delphi only. I mean, there's so many other cases going on where you're trying to bring awareness. Rachel Morin's case, right? You want someone to come forward. You want someone to have justice. This mother of 5, I don't think I ever finished it earlier, but she was a mother of 5. She had 3 different guys that, 3 different dads of the children. And those children got separated now, and they're with each of their respective fathers. Okay. Now, I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they're at least with their fathers. But come on. They're broken up now. They're broken up all because some disgusting POS took the life of Rachel Morin, So again, that case, it's not a hard case to follow. It's as simple as somebody going for a jog in the woods, and that same night, she doesn't come home. Next day, her body's found in basically a tunnel, and it's just a matter of who did it.
And it's so sad that do you know that 2 weeks before she went missing, that her niece, she had a niece die from sudden infant death syndrome.
Yeah, SIDS.
I mean, that family has just gone through the ringer this month, and that's
oh my goodness. Again, there's a GoFundMe set up for her. There's like I said, that there's a Gilgo Beach. Kylie Rodney, Ben says they couldn't find her and she was in a car. That one's just crazy. Adventures with Purpose comes in, freaking finds her, right, 14 feet from the freaking whatever beach thing. And that was just crazy as well. But that just shows you, and then this kind of goes back to the Nicola Bulley case, but that just truly shows you it doesn't matter how, even though Nicola Bulley's case, come on, that's a slough, that river. It's such a cute place, but that's like a slough to me when I look at that. There's this cute little river, but that's like a slough size. Then you have like this big lake that Kylie Rodney's in. They couldn't find her freaking right there, 14 feet from the water's edge there, right? And the police boats went by, Adventures of Purpose comes in. And it's because they do that for a living. That is what they do. They have more
and
of
that
a
lake had
special,
no current.
right? You know, right. Well, I don't know which one's worse, Ben, because the Nicola Bulley's river is not very wide, is it? And yet everything that they had, I don't know. I almost deem Nicola Bulley's as worse too. Like, I don't know. They both really are head shaking ones, because how do you have all the drones and dogs and cadaver dogs and all the people searches and no one can find Nicola Bulley? You have the sonar and all this stuff and blah, 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 blah. And here you have this small space to try to find someone. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult, that for all that time they couldn't find her. But even at the start, like I said, everything that they said didn't happen. That she should have just been right there. That she should have just drowned right there. All these conflictions of stories and all this whatever. Either way, I mean, both cases really. Kylie Rodney's again got missed. Didn't miss, and in their case, it depends on how you also turn the boat. What are you laughing at over there?
Ben said the car was a big clue. Literally, it was a big clue.
I know it was.
And I'm not laughing at what happened. That's
because that Ryan Upchurch too is getting sued for that. That Kylie Rodney case. I went to St. Michael's Church the other week and tried to put my theory to bed by checking the church register from 2001 June to July 12th, 20th, and the 22nd, 2022, and the 26th, January 2023. But records, I think there's probably more to be said there. But no records, did you say all records for these dates are not there? Oh.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Hopefully a day comes where maybe some new information comes out with regards to Nicola Bulley's case. Maybe it never will. Either way, Nicola Bulley herself as a person has impacted our hearts here for sure. Regardless, there's no bringing Nicola Bulley back. No matter what the answer is, there's still no bringing Nicola Bulley back. That's the sad part of it all. Anyways, you guys, me and Adam will come back in a few hours here, and probably what time do you want to come back, Adam?
I mean, we could you want to do 7 o'clock your time or earlier?
I want to do it actually, I think earlier, because only because I'll probably want to go to sleep about that time. So I'm thinking like maybe 6.
Okay, that's fine. 2 hours from now.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll give me time to eat dinner. And...
All right. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna go get something to eat, make myself something to eat. I'm really hot. Turn on the fan. Bridget Plain is extremely.
And everyone in the UK can get 2 hours of sleep in, and then just get up.
Yeah. You got nothing better to do, like work or anything, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow's Thursday. Who works on a Thursday?
Don't know. I don't know why, but I'm one day ahead of myself this week. I just keep waiting for thinking that it's today was Thursday and tomorrow's Friday, because I'm sorry, but I just look forward to when it's Friday, because then my husband's off typically for the weekend, even though last weekend on Saturday work, maybe I go to my sister's house, chill out and her thing. She's actually off to Mexico in a couple of weeks herself here and stuff like that. But even though that I'm like home, it's kind of like, yeah, Friday's here, and I'm like, wait, I mean, every day, Monday, woohoo, Monday's here. Yeah, but Saturday, and that is what when like I said, my husband that's home, and that's like, want to go fishing. That's what I keep saying to him lately. You want to go fishing? maybe I'll show a couple of my little fish picture that I caught of my fish. I don't think I have a video, but anyways, you guys just we'll see you later. For all the people in the UK that are watching this video, thank you so much. Again, we're gonna look at some cases to cover over there. I don't want to cover a case just to cover a case. It has to mean something to this channel. Okay.
Maybe we'll solve Jack the Ripper.
Right? Didn't we solve that last week? I thought we did. Yeah.
Oh, we did. I forgot.
Yeah, and maybe perhaps if we're lucky enough, Ben Koberger, the cousin of Brian Koberger.
It's spelled
those are just those things. Those are little things that don't matter. Okay. And then he's gonna fold his paper and make one of those little hats, so that it looks like he has one of those little hatty things on. Whatever those things. What are those things called? Those like the Papa John, Papa Burger,
like
Papa
a little
whatever.
army hat.
Yeah. What's that one called? Do you have any idea? I can't think of the name. Anyways, Julie, nice to see you here. David Hines, the water in the river flood can rise by 6 feet in an hour. Nicola may have been floating up and down the flow and ebb. All I know, David, is when I did videos on that and I went to the pictures that were before and after Nicola Bulley, the water was not that different. You can totally see that the water was not that much different. Like, meaning when they did the guy, you know, whatever, going into the water, the searcher going into the water, floating his ass down on the thing. And I compared that to the water at the time of Nicola Bulley's. All I'm going to say is this. The actual water was virtually no different than it was at that time. And the reason why is because all you have to do is use land points and to see exactly that, look, here's some of that cobblestone here stuff. And yet it's the same distance from the time that they went into the water. It was not this massive amount of deepness that was going on, because it's kind of like a bathtub ring, right? You know, if it's kind of around the same level, you're going to see it. So same thing about water. If there's a tree there that you can use or whatever it wasn't that much different. Sorry, it wasn't. Anyways, she fell into tidal water. Curtis said it rose very high on his video. Well, first of all, the stuff before the bridge is not considered tidal water. The water, when Curtis was showing it a lot, was in the summertime when it was down. You know, like it definitely was down. But anyways, we can save that for another time. We're going to get going. We're hungry. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. And
We'll see you in a couple hours.
No, hold on. There was somebody that donated at the start of this video. It's been a minute. 1 second. Do you remember? It's like Jackie Young. Jackie Young. There we go. Jackie Young.
Yeah, thank you. It was $10.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. And
Charmaine, thank you for buying a blanket for Sharon Parker.
Yeah. And she donated $13.99 last night. And then, you know, I heard my computer go off. Charmaine bought a blanket. And then it said, and she added a $3 tip. Thank you. So anyways, thank you guys so much for the support and the love. And please give this video a like and a share. See you in a couple hours.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. All right.
Sweet dreams if you're in the UK.
All right. Let's ditch them, Adam. I think we should ditch them. I think we said. We'll just sneak out of here. They'll never know it. This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.